Sure if it's annoying yet or not. Haven't decided. Now you can send music gifts. Wait, you can hear me, right? Yeah, I just logged in. I was up late last night. Because of that stupid feature. You can send music gifts now, and I have to take some time to set up some. I'm not sure how long it'll last or not, but it freaked me out. We're just having a conversation and then I just start hearing music playing. I think it's somebody on the panel, and I start kicking people from the panel. And then find out it's coming from me because somebody sent me a gift. It's kind of annoying. But it's kind of funny, too. What's up, Paula? Jim?
What is up?
Not a whole lot. You've been traveling around this morning, huh?
I've been working on being nice.
Yeah. How's that going for you?
You are so ornery.
That's gotta be hard work. You're working hard.
I am. I'm working on it. I'll perfect it eventually. So how did your live end last night?
It ended abruptly.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Was it puzzle piece?
No, I was up until like 1:30.
See, look, there are people who say stuff like this. Paula, I'm here for the villain arc. Screw being nice. See, what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to be a normal person.
I am normal. What do you mean? I am normal.
Well, do you think JD's normal?
I think JD's wonderful.
JD's not normal.
I like JD.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, it starts. It's gonna fucking start already. Did you see all this stuff, Paula?
What? Did I see what?
Okay.
What happened?
Are you squeaking? JD, are you squeaking right now? Have you seen the music gifts?
I've heard about them. Do you have some?
Yeah, as far as I know, I was the first person that was live that actually.
Where do I find them?
I ain't telling you.
You go to gifts, which is
I ain't telling you. No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. You can hear it. I can hear you. I can hear it. Paula.
This is my favorite, Paula.
Damn it. Yeah, if you're gonna listen to me, you have to mute yourself.
This is my favorite, Paula.
JD.
What?
Don't play him in the back.
Listen, I want you to know right now, Mojo. Okay, I am in like minimal mode right now because I got fucking money that I gotta spend on bills and I gotta do adult shit. But when I get paid Thursday, you all are fucked.
Just spend it on your bills, dude. Go buy something nice for yourself, though.
Nah, bro. When I get paid, it's game over, bro. It's fucking game over. Everyone is leaving TikTok.
I gotta figure this out, though, so I can use it in good ways.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Like you guys want to. Can I get your age and who you voted for?
40 Trump.
Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, for the most part.
Then that would be that little red hat down there.
Well, see,
Right
the thing is that I recognize the people that are against Trump are basically, they suffer from a pathological altruism to cope with their inferiority complex and their histrionic personality disorder. Basically, the left and people like you are worthless burdens to society, and you have to double down on bad ideas in order to lower society to your own inferiority in order to compete. So you need Trump as a boogeyman in order to feel important because you have no actual practical skills in society. You're basically the scum of the universe. And that's why I support Trump.
Why are you here?
Because I recognize, well, I'm talking to the audience, basically. I want everyone to recognize that you people are the scum of the universe.
Sorry.
Fee knew what I was gonna do. Don't drop him yet.
I'm going to come up here on this panel and I'm going to yell at you because I'm so important.
Oh, I wanted to play with my food today.
Hey, Fee.
No, he wasn't going to let anybody talk. That guy wasn't going to have a conversation and let anybody talk.
I thought maybe if Paula and I.
Yeah, we just like, listen, Mojo. The worst thing that can happen to men like that is for women to laugh at them. That's what we deploy.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. I'm sure he gets women laughing at him all the time. What are you talking about? Every time he fucking gets naked, somebody's laughing at him, right?
Oh my God.
That's the problem with somebody like that. I mean, we need to be nice to them because otherwise they're going to freak out and do like crazy
Look what he
things.
wrote. Look what he wrote in the comment. Paula, you will be tortured and starved to death. So you're saying I'm going to be skinny? Wow, thank you.
I already am.
Somebody's got some issues.
Look, now he says. Wait, now he says I should cut my tongue out. Well, what's the point in that? My husband would be deeply saddened.
I am a Trump supporter.
He just said he wants to torture her. What the fuck? I mean, dude, stand in line. Take a number.
Trump supporter.
Nigger, gay porn, nigger.
Yeah,
nigger.
Oh, it's a fetus.
It'd be so nice if you kids.
Oh.
Yeah, if your kids went back to school. God, I keep forgetting to do that. I wish they'd let you change it.
Yeetus the fetus.
I can't change it without having to shut the whole fucking thing down.
You know, I will admit one thing is good about Trump's economy / government. He's essentially taken away SNAP benefits so that kid can fucking suffer.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, he's only learning it from his parents. I mean, that's not on that kid, is it really?
Yep.
I learned it from you, Dad.
If your fucking kid acts like that, I hope they suffer. Yep.
Oh, no, my kid would never.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, we're going to talk and we're going to let people up. We're going to talk to them too. You're going to yell at me for being mean, and then that's the way the day goes.
That's the way the whole day goes?
Pretty much. I mean, I can't stay on all morning, but yeah, pretty much.
I don't like that. That doesn't sound like fun.
It does.
The great thing we've discovered about the song gifts, Paula, you can essentially, as a content creator, upload your own. So we're all scheming right now to get the CK song uploaded, so that way we can go into Conservative Lives and fucking spam it.
Let me know when that is complete, and I shall join you on your mission from God.
And can you imagine?
I tried to do it. I tried to do it, and it gave me this might be copyrighted. So
I don't believe that's true. I really don't, because again, the Honeybee song, that's by Olivia Rodrigo. That's a copyrighted song.
They might have gotten permission to use that, but I tried to do it. You can believe it or not, I tried to do it, and it wouldn't let me set it up. So, believe it or not, it happened that way.
Why wouldn't we believe you?
Well, I don't know. He said, I don't believe you. That's what he just said.
Oh, sorry. I'm only on my second cup of coffee.
Coffee.
We'll figure it out. What? Oh, one of the biggest pleasures in life is a nice cup of coffee.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could do, because it's not copyrighted, we could make the Lindsey Graham song on Suno. I could probably go to Suno and make that, and then we can just use that instead. Like, I'll send you the MP3 file, and you can...
Not bringing you kids up. You might as well just go away. Witch, you might as well just go away. And I assume, Sackboy, you're probably a kid as well. Just go away. And Shit Person, you could probably just go away, too.
Who are you talking to?
The comments.
People in the request.
I can't say them, so I think you might have a pathological disease.
I mean, this songs thing is going to set anybody on the spectrum into a tizzy, or anyone with ADHD.
What song is that?
I'm going to follow Lord.
Any of them.
Follow him.
If you do that, JD, I'm going to boot you if you continue doing that.
Who, me?
No, you, FIFA.
It's just Fee. But thanks. At this point, I'm going to change my username to just Fee.
Yeah. I like saying FIFA. That's fun.
I like that too.
God, all these accounts with like 7 followers and shit. So annoying.
How many more people have to be unalived by ICE for us to finally just say enough is enough? Or that won't come until... Supreme Court justices testify on Capitol Hill? Does anybody know what that's about?
They're requesting additional security funds.
The Supreme Court is?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're getting threats?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, and that's probably true.
You motherfuckers, goddamn stop birthright citizenship. Yeah.
Well, to the 46 people in the room, can I get you guys to share the live out about 5 times? Repost it to your page and add it to your story if you have that option. And don't forget to tap for Mojo and clap for Mojo. Thank you.
Clap. Clap your hands. Because I don't want you clapping anything else. Keep saying that I have a request, but I don't have one.
Well, it seems that Trump is going to threaten to shut down the government if they don't pass the SAVE Act. He said on Fox and Friends Monday that the government faces a September shutdown unless the Senate passes his voting bill.
This is just so that way he can fucking avoid signing the housing bill that both parties agree on is really good. That's why the fucking House Republicans and Senate Republicans all voted on it unanimously. Yeah, I get it. He just wants to show more propaganda. Yeah.
It already went into law. It was veto proof. The housing bill. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not going to sign it though. That's the problem, right?
It doesn't.
No,
I understand what you're saying, but his signature is literally not on there.
But
that doesn't matter.
I understand, but that's the thing, right? He's just fucking treating it like it doesn't exist, so it doesn't exist.
Well,
okay,
I suppose,
it
except
doesn't
it's
matter
the
to
law.
us. It doesn't matter how he treats it, it's still the law. Why you would say that? I don't understand.
I don't believe that Trump hated the bill. In fact, I think he would have signed it, but I think in that bill there was a provision for cryptocurrency. I can't remember what it was about. I'll have to look it up. Does anybody remember?
No, I don't remember. You know what I do remember? Trump wouldn't sign it because he wants people to pass the fucking SAVE Act.
But it's going to be ruled unconstitutional. And unless the Supreme Court slow plays it, we should be okay.
What's your favorite song, B?
I don't like music.
I wish I was a little bar soap.
You're lying.
That's how autistic I am. I don't like music.
Why would you lie to yourself? You gotta have a favorite song.
Silence. I don't know. Rain falling. I like the sound of rain.
That's very morbid based.
It's just also
A
overstimulating.
massive thunderstorm. Just think of it doesn't have to be music. It could be a bolt from God, quote unquote, like boom.
Okay.
And then the flood.
We're gonna
And that.
try.
Hey, Benny Kanger. Welcome to the panel. Can we get your state and age and who you voted for?
Why do you guys always ask for state?
Yes, we
Thank
do.
you for the month.
No, why?
Not trying to dox. Hold on. Benny, can you answer the questions?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oops.
Oh,
You're not American, right? Yeah.
Fuck.
Because the state, sometimes the impact of their vote, trying to maybe.
I don't care.
Okay. Well.
I don't ever ask that, but yet every time somebody else does it, they ask, and what the fuck?
See, this is why you need to drink coffee, because you're sassy in the morning.
Who's sassy at night?
Nobody's talking.
Listen, you got a B and a fee up here. So come on, Mojo. We know you can smile. Come on, let us hear that smile through the internet. Come on, you can do it, Mojo. I'm going to be dropped in 3, 2, 1.
Carl.
Oh, what's up?
Hey.
Welcome to the panel, Carl. Can you give us your age and who you voted for?
Wait.
Oh, I'm 19 and I voted for Kamala because I don't support pedophiles.
Based. Another liberal.
Did you say you were 15?
No, I said I'm 19.
Oh.
So many
Wait a
children.
minute.
Wait a minute. And then who did you say you voted for?
Kamala.
You couldn't have.
Like a person with a fucking brain.
How could you have voted for her?
Yeah, that
Why did I
probably.
vote for her? Because, I mean, one's a pedophile and one's kind of... One would...
You're
I
not
think Kamala
old
would-
enough.
When's your birthday? Year?
Oh, when's my birthday? Oh, my year? 2006. My birthday's in like a week.
Okay, so you didn't. You know what, Mojo? I'm gonna let you handle this one.
It's possible.
Really?
2
You guys are
years
gonna start
ago.
this shit, and then you're gonna say, "Oh, let you handle it."
It's 2 years ago, July or August.
On a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think about this song?
No.
Go ahead, do it.
Oh, here's the song.
Do
Oh,
it, Titty.
please don't.
I'll boot you.
He's just waiting for someone to talk to play it.
Nintendo Switch, I don't think you're old enough to come up. So why are you we shouldn't be pissing you off. That's sad. Control yourself.
Have you been getting brigades like this lately?
And
Donald Trump inflation. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Yeah, there you go. See.
not so much. I mean, kind of, sort of. I guess there's been people coming in doing this shit.
It must be a rainy day somewhere.
Yeah, but B likes the rain, so that's all that matters.
Who doesn't like the rain? But
I hate the rain. I want sunshine.
on a cloudy day?
Not even a cloudy day. I just want sunshine.
You know what I see
With
when I look at the
lyrics.
sun? I see cancer. That's what I see. I hate the sun.
Oh, stop it! Vitamin D. That's what I see.
Is that what that song was about? Just like fucking Make-A-Wish kids looking at the sun, and it's like, here comes the sun. Do 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 do.
Yeah, that's sun propaganda. I don't stand behind that.
Sun propaganda. 15 to 20 minutes. No. Matter of fact, vitamin D deficiencies are on the rise because of the use of so much sunblock, and we actually need it to produce vitamin D.
More sun propaganda. See if even you felt
It's not. It's not. I just went to the doctor's yesterday and had all my numbers and all that nonsense read. So
You know, B. Trump once told me if I go out onto the beach and I get enough sun, I can defeat COVID. He once told me that.
See, it's more sun propaganda. I'm telling you guys, they all want us in the sun for some reason. You have to ask yourself why.
oh, for God's sake. For 20 minutes, it won't kill you, I promise. They sent Elena Kagan and Amy to testify. Of course they did. The two most bland jurists.
They can't wait. Can they compel them? They can't compel them to testify.
Compel what?
The Supreme
Well,
Court justice.
if they're asking for funding, yeah, they have to justify it.
Ooh, I have a really good one here.
It wouldn't be
Right
a
now.
justice. It wouldn't be a justice that does it. It would be somebody that takes care of the court in general, I would think.
Well, apparently, I don't know why it's not Roberts. Maybe because then it would get ugly with the ethics. I mean, if they want more money, if it were for anything
No,
other
but
than security,
they can't compel a justice to do it. A justice wouldn't be responsible for the funding of the Supreme Court.
I don't think they're being compelled. I think they're going and asking for more funding, Mojo.
I have a really good one. We have some great news coming out of our legal system. A U.S. judge, I don't know why I said joy, sorry. A U.S. judge has voided a legal agreement between President Donald Trump and federal agencies that granted him immunity from tax audits and allowed his administration to create an in $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. No
Yeah, they
more,
went a step further. Yeah.
no more immunity from tax audits. Let's go, W.
And they voided the fund. So, which I'm not sure they have the power to do that. So that might get brought up before the Supreme Court in October. But we will see.
Yeah, I mean, who cares though? We're gonna get our tax audits. Okay, we're gonna see this motherfucker's taxes.
Not if he's unwilling to release them.
That's fine. We'll just have someone in the IRS leak them again. Best.
And go to prison?
Yeah, it's for the
Again?
cause.
You're just a chaos agent, aren't you, JD?
I woke up I'm not even gonna lie to you, FIFA. 30 minutes ago. I'm not fully there yet.
It's just fate.
Okay, what else has been going on today? So I don't have to listen to JD just say stupid random things.
Thank you. Well, other than the Supreme Court justices testifying and Lindsey Graham's sister taking a seat, Mitch McConnell, they're saying there's not enough information. The news isn't allowing that, basic picture of him to stand because no one's actually spoken to him to see if he's still with it.
Yeah,
What else, Paula?
the memes they've been making out of that picture are pretty stinking funny.
Yeah, it
I've
is.
seen a whole bunch of memes where they just replace him with somebody else or in the picture or whatever. It's pretty.
I kind of want to see what new executive orders have been signed because I think he signed some recently.
And yes, I think it's possible Trump will go to prison if he lives out this term.
I doubt it. They wouldn't actually throw him in jail.
Oh, I'm not so
sure. Worst case scenario, if they charge him with something, or they give him some sort of sentence on any of the crimes, or even continue charging him on the federal crimes. I think worst case scenario, they give him house arrest.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
Paula, that's it.
What did you say to me?
You didn't hear that?
I was getting coffee.
Oh,
CT, send it again. CT, send it.
No, don't worry about it.
Was it for me?
She didn't hear it. No, we gotta send it again.
It'll happen again. Don't worry about it.
Wait,
you don't have to.
did I get a gift?
No, that was the music gift that just played. And you missed it.
No, I heard some of it. It sounded almost like a polka song, did it not?
Something like that, but that's a gift that I can't stop. It's a gift.
That's why.
It comes up. So this is something people can do in the middle of a conversation or something like that. And there's a bunch of different songs they can play, and I can make my own.
How many people are gonna do this once people start getting crazy on here and fighting with each other?
I would say a lot. It's gonna just become an obnoxious thing. If you ever just want to stop somebody from talking, you'll just do that because I can't stop it.
Like Zach?
There's no settings that you have that can mute it for an hour or anything. You don't even have to tell people. Dang, that sucks.
Danielle was trying to do it last night.
I couldn't figure out a way to mute it, to stop it, to not allow it to happen. I couldn't figure out a way to make it quieter. It doesn't seem like I can do anything with it. It just plays.
Look at all the maulers in chat right now saying, who comes up with this idea? A brilliant person, let me tell you.
It will absolutely destroy conversations. However, B came up with a good idea. If I do my own, you do like little claps or little whatever. I can add like different little things, or I can add a shut the fuck up on there, and then somebody can send a gift of shut the fuck up.
You can even do some for the MAGA on your panel. You can do Trump saying China. You can do like a whole bunch.
Ella wants to come up, Mojo.
Do what?
Ella's here, and a guy named Nintendo Switch apparently is in requests. Ella wants up.
All right.
I lied too. The last executive order he signed was the 25th. I thought he signed some, but
Who is ignoring Ella? This is just wrong. This is how you run your panel, Mojo?
No, I don't run my panel like this.
Morning.
Oh,
hi, Ella.
Hard time.
Hi, I just wanted to let everybody know there's a treasure chest in the corner, and it's about to expire, so y'all better pay attention.
I can't even click on it. There we go.
I wasn't paying attention. I apologize. I walked outside. I wanted to talk about stuff, and I don't know if there's anything to talk about. I still think it's weird that the Supreme Court justices are going in front of a congressional committee. It's just such a strange thing.
You know what else is a strange thing?
What?
Trump is a strange thing.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yay, Dog Farm Day!
People I barely see in this fucking chat somehow seem to get this shit before me.
What do you mean you barely somehow see Dog Farm Day is here every day?
I've never seen them before.
That sounds like a you problem.
That wiener pump's gonna drive me crazy.
It's not a wiener pump, it's a Hitachi one with an OnlyFans attached to it.
It's a kazoo.
A kazoo?
It does kind of sound like a kazoo.
It's a kazoo, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said gazoo. I'm like, what the fuck is a gazoo?
You are just perpetually duck hunting.
He's sitting on a kazoo, so every time he talks, it just bleats.
Maybe it's every time he farts, you don't know.
I could probably build up a fart right now.
See? There you go.
So Mojo, have you figured out how to do is there background sound that we can actually use now, in a lower tone, or is it as loud as shit as it was last night?
It's still pretty loud.
Is there a volume control?
Not that I can tell.
Shit.
I can't change. Why? Do you want it louder?
No. If you can do background noise, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. No, well, you can do background noise. You can just play it in the background now through there. So if you post a TikTok or you put a file on your computer or whatever and you start playing it while you're trying to set up a gift, it plays it. You guys can hear it. I don't know if you can adjust the sound on it though.
Hey Paula, you want to play rock, paper, scissors? You want to play rock, paper, scissors?
Okay.
They were doing that the other day.
You ready?
The little emojis.
Oh, no.
3? You want to do 2 out of 3?
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
One.
Really? This is... No, I'm not going to stay live for this shit.
Oh, we're tied. GG.
Oh, no.
You want to... Okay, we'll do one more.
Well, who is Nintendo Switch? I want to say, is that Palette?
No.
It's not Palette.
There wasn't anybody in there in Nintendo Switch when I came back in.
Okay, so yesterday, I won.
Paula won.
I won, as usual.
Also,
All I do is win.
I literally the other night with fucking Messi, I nominated.
How do you do those, Paula?
If you just go to your comments, I think, right? No, wait, hold on.
Tap on your face, and then mine pops up. Does yours? Yep, it does. Now everybody's doing it. Look what JD did.
Can you change? I can't change them, so I only get access to 6 of them. Is that all there is? 6 of them?
We can. You wanna play dice?
That's all there is 6 of them, right?
Yeah. I'm not playing dice with you because you're a hustler.
But that has nothing to.
Just saying, you're a hustler, man. So that means you're born under a lucky star.
I don't think you can hustle on a randomized fucking thing.
Yeah, RNG. I'm gonna hustle on an RNG. That's funny.
You're a hustler.
An RNG is like flipping a coin. It starts over every single new flip, every single new roll starts over. So you have
Wait, are we talking about probability?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what I said was statistically incorrect. I'm just saying that I know you're a hustler. Because you told me.
These are things that you can't hustle at. That's my point.
You kind of told us all.
You kind of told everybody.
Why do you hate me, Mojo? Listen, I'm just trying to keep the conversation lively and funny.
Who the fuck
I'm
let
trying
that
to
bastard back up?
viewers.
I just saw him in the clip. I hit okay.
Mojo, if you don't want me to be funny, if you don't want to have a little bit of fun, that's fine.
You were not funny. Like, not in any way, shape, or form.
Says you.
Is Penny up yet?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, chat, if you're going to drive her crazy.
I literally never go to that live. I'm going to make sure I preload my fucking backup and just go there to be a fucking problem today.
Wonderful.
You know what's annoying? Now that I used that gift once, every time I open the little gift section, it starts playing that shit, and it's so loud. I'm already over it.
Like, you can't switch it back?
Nope.
No.
That's the last thing you
I
said.
have
It's the
to
first thing that
give
pops up.
something else, otherwise it won't.
Your gifts are tailored to
just send
what
that.
if your gifts
Just
are
send
tailored.
that and then send a rose. And then once you send the rose,
Your gifts are
It doesn't work.
So your gifts are going to be tailored to like what you commonly use. So I used the song like 20 times last night. That's always going to be the first one in my fucking gifts.
Yeah, but I only used it once, and I've sent roses since then, and it's still the first thing that pops up.
It could also be most recent too, but I just know it's tailored for certain things.
Oh, hold on. I just learned there's an edit button for your gifts, like the top 4. I like that. French potatoes going in there. Yeah.
Who the... Oh,
they're
wait,
doing all kinds of new stuff. I even got an update this morning. So I got it pretty early last night, the music thing. But I got another update this morning on TikTok when I logged in. Whoever's in charge now is actually doing a lot of work to try and make things better, I guess. I don't know.
This person didn't even spell my
That's
name right.
not going to stop CT from getting fucking violations over and over again, though, I'm sure.
That's why you have multiple accounts.
What would he get violations for?
What's a Ranger Rascal? Ranger Rascal? Let's try.
By the way, CT, you were on a I wouldn't say a rant, but you were delivering a righteous rant last night.
About what?
With Donovan. You know how sometimes when he like goes into the zone, he can speak like very patriotically and
The last thing I need, Paula, is for you to encourage another 2 years of war between fucking CT and Donovan. That's the last.
I don't think that. I think Donovan picks the wars. If I'm being honest, I think he was in a mood last night too.
It's still a war, and I don't like
Picnic
it.
dog. What's picnic dog? Oh my gosh.
That was so cute.
Oh.
That
That was cute.
is pretty cute.
I saw a video the other day that a cat rescued a dog from an attack because cats are so fucking scary to dogs.
Oh, cute.
What this one?
What? You didn't like that one?
I loved it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was not muted. My bad.
No, you're fine.
That's
Are you
cute.
in your We Share office? What is that called? We Work?
We work. What a scam that was.
What?
Why was it a scam?
We work. In the
I
end,
don't know
he
what
did-
you asked.
Yeah, in the end, it did turn out to be a scam.
Okay, WeWork is the original company that had started the shared spaces for
Mm-hmm.
workplaces.
Oh no, this place is called Workhorse.
I know,
But it's
I'm
like a
going
we
to-
work. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's the same.
Sort of,
it's a-
yeah. It's like a shared office space.
And it can be really
I
cool.
did not mean to play that. Don't believe
I
me.
actually underwrote a loan in my town that does that, and it was actually a really cool concept.
Oh my god, that is going to be annoying whenever I try to go to my gifts.
Yeah,
So
but
good.
on when you have your gifts open on the right, like top right hand, there is an edit button, so you can edit the first 4 gifts in your gallery.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Ella.
I just want ChatCT to interrupt Donovan on a live here. Or any
But
of us,
can you-
actually.
Can you edit it, or did I mishear that, or was that just us theorizing?
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
can
sure.
edit it.
Oh,
You
cool.
can edit your gifts. Mm-hmm.
Donovan's been driving me crazy. I'm not sure.
What is going on with him?
I don't,
He's going through something for sure.
Maybe he's getting divorced.
He told me he takes care of his wife, that his wife is kind of disabled and that he has to take care of her.
Did he tell you this on a live in front of everyone? Because he seems a
Yeah.
bit more private than that.
I thought so too. It's not like he and I are friends. I don't follow him.
Yeah, crazy.
Wait,
Why
that's
So-
not. I've
Why are
heard
we
some.
talking about other people's family members when they're not here? What are we doing?
JD, they're asking what's wrong, and somebody brought up maybe he's getting a divorce. I don't think it's that. I just think the man's under stress. He's trying to be kind.
I'm just saying, I don't even like fucking Donovan, but I would never talk about like his family members.
Oh, okay, then you must be a better person than me.
I don't think there's a negative connotation to it, JD. We're just trying to understand.
No, he did this. He did a similar thing after Charlie Kirk, so I assume that it has something to do with the political spectrum and the things he has to argue in order to defend his stances. I don't know, because it just feels like he gets frustrated a lot easier than he used to.
I agree. I agree with you on that, Mojo. It was pretty much out of character for the guy I know. And trust me, I don't have a lot of love for him, but speaking honestly, he usually is really fun to talk to up and then, to a point.
Yeah.
Don't you tell him I said that.
Well, I feel like a lot of them are like that. Even John Galt has been like extraordinarily obnoxious recently too. So.
Alright, Mojo, you need to fix the stickers.
Oh, are they driving you crazy?
Yeah, there's duplicates in there. Tap that ass is a duplicate. I forget. Now they won't load for me while I'm in there. But there are a couple of duplicates, and I'm missing the one that did I not share that with you? Like the little tiger with the I choose violence, but it's screaming, "What's wrong with you people?" I thought I put that in there as well. Maybe I didn't though.
I have no coins.
No, it's in there. I don't know why I didn't add it.
Yeah, I don't see that one. And then maybe we should remove the some children whatever because it has the cigarette. Just so you don't get in trouble.
Some children.
Yeah, the little sticker of the fat MAGA guy that says some children got left behind.
Okay.
Because the dude has a cigarette, that's why I got the restriction the other day.
Yeah, I get stuff to figure out. I wasn't going to go live this morning, but then there were a decent amount of people online, so I figured I'd go live instead of just messing with stuff. But I'm still pretty tired too. I stayed up pretty late till like 2 a.m.
I was supposed to do a walk and talk, but I could not get myself to get out of bed on time.
Staying up too late. I really should start doing this in the mornings again. But all we've gotten is like kids this morning, so no other real conservatives.
Heathens down in the comments saying that they're requesting a.
I don't see them. They must be private, Mojo.
Yeah, but they have no followers, so I assume that this is a child as well.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're a child.
I am not a child.
Okay.
Wait, continue talking for a
The
moment.
Heathens appears to be a poker reference. Are you into poker?
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a friend, Joe. But anyways, can you give us your age, state, and who you voted for?
33, New York City, Trump.
Alright, welcome
Okay.
to the panel.
It's not BBL. That better not be BBL.
Okay, yes, you're in a cult. You're in a cult if you still support Trump because you have a cult leader. A cult requires some sort of leadership. If you are simply voting for an ideology, then you cannot possibly be in a cult because it doesn't really matter who the leader is, who's in charge of the particular thing. You're just voting because of a specific subject matter that you agree with.
Okay, so now you're changing the definition of what a cult actually is. Do you mind giving me the textbook definition? Can you give me the textbook definition of what a cult is, please?
You could Google it.
No, I certainly can Google it, but I would like you to read aloud so that you don't say that I'm just, changing the definition on my own. I would like you.
I could read it. Just one based off of like what chat brings up, ChatGPT. Would you like me to read it?
He's
Sure.
the one that brought it up.
A cult is a group or movement. Let's just get this over with right now because he's just going to keep doing this. A cult is a group or movement that typically centers around a charismatic leader or a rigid belief system and often uses manipulative or controlling practices to influence members. There you go.
All right, let me look at the textbook definition.
What the fuck?
You didn't like that definition? That was ChatGPT, bro. I could do I could do a dictionary definition. What dictionary do you like, huh? You like Oxford? Which one you like?
Sure, Oxford.
Why does that sound like Devo?
There's a very simple definition to a cult.
Yeah, I think they call it MAGA.
I'm telling you, I can't not hear it.
I cannot unhear it. I want to yell at him just because.
Okay,
I have a question while he's looking that up.
Oh, go ahead.
If Democrats are so crazy and insane, then why do they keep fucking with us? Because my restraint on my crazy is getting very thin.
I don't. If what are so?
They keep saying that Democrats, somebody in the chat said 70% of Democrats have a mental illness. Well, if we're so crazy and we're so insane, then why the fuck do y'all keep fucking with us? Because my crazy restraint is getting very, very fucking thin.
Messy, you're feeding into the propaganda.
Yeah, you're demonstrating a mental illness.
Well, you know what? If you're gonna call me crazy, I'm gonna fucking act crazy.
But no, MAGA for sure is a fucking cult, right? They've got this like crazy loyalty to a leader. They don't
okay.
care about evidence. It's the us versus them fucking personality. Like,
Great. So hear me out. So you said excessive loyalty?
Excessive loyalty to a leader.
Correct. Now, I take it that you don't live under a rock, or you haven't lived under a rock for the past year and a half that he's been president, right?
This is the second time he's been president, actually. I don't know if you're there.
Great. So how can you say that we have excessive loyalty to Trump, given all the blowback over the past 1.5 years for so many things that he's done? Can you answer that for me?
Yeah, the blowback comes from people like us.
Wait. Who won the election in 2020?
Biden.
Woohoo.
That was impressive.
Okay.
I'm color me shocked.
Hang on. So you're telling me that MAGA isn't upset at Trump not releasing the Epstein files? You're telling me that I'm not finished with my little speech.
Yeah, but you did ask or give 1 point. We don't need a Gish Gallop, and no, MAGA is not mad at that because they're not going off at him, and they still support him even though he hasn't released the files. They're not demanding for him to release.
Literally every conservative is mad.
Literally,
any conservative,
they're not because they talk to conservatives every day.
Everyone from Ben Shapiro to Candace Owens to Nick Fuentes to any conservative commentator and any MAGA that you ask, there are actually polls on this.
Those are the people leaving MAGA because of the fucking failings of Trump.
Correct. So if you're leaving MAGA,
those are people that wouldn't be in a cult. If you still support MAGA, then you are in a cult.
So there are literally polls on this. People who identify as MAGA are upset at Trump for not releasing the Epstein files. Is that cult-like behavior? Being upset at a leader?
Are they leaving the cult? Are they leaving the cult as a result?
There are people leaving cults all the time, but again, the people that are still staying going, well, the Epstein files aren't really that big of a deal. We never really cared about it anyway. That's a cult.
Right. So you can have your dissatisfaction. You're telling me that you can have your dissatisfaction with your leader, but you're still in a cult. Does that make sense?
No, because
it doesn't. Correct.
Following them. You're still
Wait, so
following that
I still follow Trump. I'm dissatisfied with Trump on very many fronts. Yet I'm still MAGA.
Yes,
you're in a cult.
Wait. How am I still in the cult if I express dissatisfaction with the leader?
Because you still follow him.
I follow him, but I have dissatisfaction with him.
You can.
How does that make sense?
No, that's the point that you're not getting. You have this dissatisfaction, but you're like, oh well, my loyalty is more important than my dissatisfaction. Cult.
Okay, so then you don't know what the definition of a cult is, then.
That's exactly what the fuck a cult is.
You got the definition already.
That's exactly what a cult is.
Wait, so how can I have blind loyalty to a leader if I have dissatisfaction with him?
Bro, you're not getting.
Because you still support him. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know how to explain this to you.
I don't wholeheartedly support him.
It doesn't matter.
You still support
him.
him.
You don't know. So then you don't know what a cult is.
You're like,
we already said it. You want another definition? Would you like me to do Merriam-Webster's for you? Okay, a group such as an organization or a religious sect with tenets and practices regarded as coercive, insular, and dangerous. So what does that have to do with being married to the leader? Nothing.
He's
it's
like,
a coercive group that follows
percentage.
Blindly.
98%.
Okay, yeah, correct. All right, so following blindly. How can I follow blindly when I have dissatisfaction and I have dissenting opinions?
Because those are just your fifis. Your actions are still following him. Those are just your fifis, bro.
It's because you have dissatisfaction and are still following him that makes you a fucking cult.
Well, here's your definition. Okay, so you're saying blind loyalty. Whenever I think of blind loyalty, the thing that I'm thinking about is going to be someone who's following someone, even if they see the red flags, they're overlooking those red flags, which is what you're doing exactly right now. You see that he's doing things that are bad, and besides that, you're still choosing to follow him. That is the blind loyalty part.
So I have to. So even if I don't agree with him 100% of the time, that still means that I'm in a cult. You don't know what a cult is.
Holy shit, you don't even see it.
May I?
If you go against,
I'm sorry. He does not know what a cult is because he's in a cult. So there's no sense talking to him about being in a cult because he's in denial that he is in a cult.
That's a
You
fair
see what I'm
point.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
So
pray.
you guys have absolutely no idea what a cult actually is. You're just
Oh
using
my
it.
God.
You know.
Same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
He's showing it in
Yeah.
real time. He's
You
like, you guys
did
are
you like
silly
bet?
gooses.
Did you bet your brain cells in the last fucking
Can you
poker tournament you were in, or
can
what,
you can
dude? Like,
you
come on, how is this hard to understand? I read it 2 times.
so how can you have blind loyalty when you're openly dissenting against
Blind
your
loyalty
leader?
wasn't a
That
part of
makes
it.
no
I
sense.
added the blind
There are
loyalty
multiple.
part first on a cracker.
I'm using your own definition against you.
One
I'm
at
using
a
your own definition
time.
against you.
There's
Let's
actual
do this
evidence.
again. We'll
Can I
walk
just
down the
bring
line.
up? May
You
I
just
just,
Hi,
JD?
can we go
leader.
one at a time,
You're
please?
not saying fuck him. I'm going to go somewhere else, right? Seven.
Why? To whom would I go? Where else would I go?
That is
Mechanically.
the loyalty that I just
Wait.
explained with you, and now I'm starting to get fucking annoyed because you keep saying the same thing over and over again. You're repeating yourself like a fucking parrot. At this point, I might as well give you a fucking cracker.
Yeah, so you don't even have the ability to clearly explain your arguments.
It's very easy to explain.
Can I just please?
You're saying that
Wait.
this might be bad,
JD,
but I'm
mute.
still going to follow
Let Paula have a chance.
That is blind loyalty.
So, do you know who Jim
So
Jones?
you don't know what blind loyalty
sir,
is?
sir, do you know who Jim Jones is?
Holy shit.
Do you know who Jim Jones is, sir?
No.
Jim Jones ran a religious cult, and they went to Jonestown where they drank Kool-Aid that was laced. That's where drinking the Kool-Aid comes from. Did you know that in Jim Jones' cult that he would sleep with his followers' wives, even though they didn't like it, but they still followed him? There you go.
Well, my favorite part was he goes, "Where would I go?" Meaning that you are in a place, right? You're in a cult, and you're like, "Well, where do I go if I can't be in this spot? I can maybe dislike some things my cult leader says, but that means I'm not in a cult, right? And then where would I go afterwards? You're looking for a home.
Let's separate blind loyalty and healthy loyalty. You would acknowledge that in a healthy relationship that has healthy loyalty, that you set boundaries, correct?
Sure.
Okay. What are those boundaries with your relationship with Trump?
I really don't have a relationship with Trump outside of voting for him. Like, what are you saying?
Of Trump, what are the boundaries that you set that you think are not okay when he crosses those boundaries?
If it goes against what he promised.
Okay. And what would that be?
America first, immigration, no wars, stuff like that.
Great. So he's done all those things. You set those boundaries. Those boundaries have been crossed. Now what is the action you must take?
Dissent. Voice my opposition.
Dissent, leaving, all those things, correct?
Wait, why? What do you mean leave? Mechanically, what do you mean leaving?
Because as a friend, I acknowledge something. If I acknowledge that someone is doing something and they continue to do the thing, and I stay in the relationship, is that a healthy amount of loyalty, or is that blind?
So you're telling me because Trump is doing things that I don't like, that I'm going to leave the conservative movement?
Otherwise, it would be blind loyalty if you don't. That is the definition.
No, it's not blind loyalty. Then you don't know what blind loyalty is.
In a healthy relationship, I tell my friend that I set this boundary and they've crossed it. If they continue to cross the boundary, I leave the relationship. Yes.
How can you have blind loyalty when you're dissenting? It makes zero sense, and you have absolutely no idea what blind loyalty means then. Blind loyalty doesn't mean that you dissent. You go along with whatever your partner or your leader or whoever the hell does.
No, this is define loyalty and then the word blind. Like, what are we doing?
Conversation to me, the more you sound like a battered wife.
It's true. I mean, he's already broken all of his promises, and yet you still follow him. That's what blind loyalty is. Why didn't you vote for someone like Cornyn or Massey or people that are in the Republican Party, but it started to oppose Trump?
No, he didn't break all of his promises, and I would encourage you, I would implore you, what's the definition of blind loyalty? Can you pull that up for me?
Stop with the fucking definitions. This is not definitions 101, dude.
Okay, blind loyalty.
Blind loyalty is knowing he's doing fuck shit, and you still are going to vote for him anyway.
No, blind loyalty
No, blind
is an
loyalty is not
unquestioning.
denying that he is doing
Okay.
bad stuff. Blind
Okay.
loyalty is knowing he's doing it and you do it and you follow him anyway.
Okay. So blind loyalty is an unquestioning, uncritical allegiance to a person, group, or cause. How can I be
Right.
uncritical when I'm openly
Because you're
dissenting?
still voting for him. You're still
And you're
carrying
I'm
this water,
dissenting.
dude.
I'm literally
Okay,
dissenting
who
against him.
cares? No, it's
Like,
about
I
your
mean,
actions,
That's not-
bro. It's not about your words. It's about
That's
your
not
actions.
blind loyalty.
Your
Like, do you-
actions are showing that you are blindly loyal. Your words mean nothing to
How?
me. You can
By
say that
voting
you're
for him?
shitting on top of a car right now. Doesn't mean I'm going to believe
Wait.
you, right? So you just telling me, oh, I don't, trust Trump because I'm dissenting, and trust me, bro, I'm dissenting, but really I'm going to keep voting for him and supporting him on, the front. So it really doesn't matter what you say. It matters what you do.
Hi.
You learned this in kindergarten.
Okay. So
blind loyalty. What
So
makes
do you vote for a candidate because you agree with him or her 100%?
Hey, can I finish reading the blind loyalty definition
Okay,
that
real quick,
conveniently decided not to finish?
real fucking
What?
quick. JD, we can't hear anything that you're saying.
I
And please,
know.
let's go one at a time.
Yeah, I think you should finish that definition because it often means excusing bad behavior, ignoring facts that conflict with belief, and maintaining support even when doing so harms oneself or others. You forgot that part of blind loyalty.
Others are definitely being hurt.
Yeah.
Crickets.
And that's why we're dissenting.
You're not
Others
dissenting.
are being hurt.
It's
You're
blind
not doing
We are
loyalty
dissenting. We are
when
voicing
you
our
are still
opposition.
You're
carrying
going,
this
ooh,
water.
I'm angry. Ooh, I wish
We're
my
voicing
husband
our
didn't do this.
opposition.
But you're still
We're
carrying this
literally
water.
voicing our opposition. How can that be blind
But you're
loyalty?
still voting for him. I just read it to you.
Yes.
I
Okay,
just
let me
read
ask you
it to you,
this.
dude. I
Let me
just
ask you
read
this.
you the other part of the definition that you just
Okay.
conveniently did not mention, which I already knew.
Okay. So when you vote for a candidate, do you always 100% agree with that candidate?
I'm going to tell you something.
You can't answer my question.
I'm
I have
gonna
to answer your
dude,
question.
I'm answering. Let me answer. I'm going to tell you what, I would never, ever in a million years vote for a man that had 34 felony convictions, nor an adjudicated rapist. That's just a line I won't cross. And it doesn't matter if it would be a Democrat or a Republican. I have standards. It's a shame you don't share.
Well, so you didn't answer my question. I would like you to
I
answer my
just answered
question.
your question.
You
I
didn't
just
answer my
answered it.
question.
I answered it.
I
You just
voted for
don't.
When you
Harris
vote
and
for
I
a
didn't want
candidate,
to vote. Listen, I voted for Harris and I didn't want to. But I
okay,
voted for Harris because I would never vote for him.
okay. So I'm going to ask you again, Paula. When
Okay,
you vote
ask
for
me
a
again,
candidate,
sweet. All right, I'm ready.
it's a simple yes or no question.
Paula.
Okay,
Whenever you vote for a
Paula.
candidate, do you always 100% agree with every little single thing
I did answer your
that
question. I
you can't? Yes or
have a
no?
standard. Do
Yes
you
or
not?
no?
No, I
Yes or
don't.
no? It's a yes or no question.
No, it's not a yes or no. It's actually
It
much
is
more
a
nuanced. Why did you vote for Trump when you had 34 convicted felons?
look.
Why did you vote for
Look, you
Trump
can't even
then?
answer my question because
Why
you
did
know
you
you're
vote
about
for
to get
Trump
checkmated.
when he had sex with a
No.
porn star
You
while
know
his
you're
wife was home with a baby? I mean,
okay.
these are very
So
easy
you're
and
being very
obvious.
disingenuous.
Sir, I would like
You
to
don't
finish.
actually
Can I
agree in
finish?
logic.
May I
No,
finish? Oh, I
because you
can't
won't
finish
answer my
because you're in a
question,
cult and you just don't like it when somebody
and you're
disagrees
literally
with
too
you.
retarded to even
Oh,
think
am
for
I
yourself.
what?
Don't use that word,
Siren
Sevens.
not
Did
Don't use the
live.
that,
word on live.
Sevens.
Got it.
Oh, purposely did that. What a baby.
That's what they do. That's called the MAGA goodbye.
See, he
Donovan
doesn't even
literally coined
know.
it.
You
He
guys,
doesn't even realize
you
it.
guys are extremely obnoxious. Why
Yeah,
is
yeah.
everybody yelling at one person at the same time?
That's true.
Yeah, we tried. Ella and I tried.
What?
Nah, fuck
We
them.
tried to go one at a time, Paula.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
I know.
Yeah, fuck them. That's why.
Okay, but then how do we ever have a dialogue? And it gets really loud.
These are fucking Nazis. What are we doing?
We can't keep doing this.
I don't know what that was about.
Where'd JT go?
I don't know. I don't know why he's doing this because they're Nazis. So why is he here?
Oh, Mojo. All right.
You know, it's interesting. When you run a live, you try and run that live in a specific way, and everybody knows what I like or how I like to run a live. And that would be to have conversations with people that we disagree with. Like this gentleman, I would like to have normal adult conversations where we're not all yelling at one person, where 7 people don't jump on one person when they come in the room. I don't fill up a panel with liberals so they can yell at one conservative. And I do want to have a back and forth, and I do want to listen to what they say, and I do want to respond to what they say. Yet, we all know that, but you come in here and you do something different, and it's just kind of weird. I don't get it.
Maybe it's impulse control.
Ego. And
To be fair, I also said one at a time.
I mean, CT wants to yell at people. JD wants to talk over everybody. Paula gets mad and yells at people. I don't... You guys can do that. That's fine. Run your own live. Do that in your own live.
Dude, you did that in my live.
Yeah, I hear you, Mojo. And if you keep dropping your allies like that, you're not likely going to have a big audience either, right? So you got to find the balance there too.
I don't know like what CT's ideology is, but I used to kind of post my lives like you, believe it or not, Mojo. I used to have a balanced panel when I did them, and I think it's helpful to combat misinformation on a live of 80 people. That's praxis. And what I mean by praxis is you're actually accomplishing something by having conversations with these people, not for the conversation's sake, but for those who are listening sort of in the middle.
To have back and forths or to just yell at people?
To have back and forths, but I think sometimes it's like when people say blatantly horrible stuff, like I get in that mode of like I'm just immediately triggered, and yeah, I do, gish gallop and do all the things I accuse other people of. It's just human nature, as you would say.
Again, if they were friendlies, they would come up and respect the live that I try and run. If you don't like the live I try and run and you don't want to listen to Nazis or you don't want to talk to people that believe these things, then just don't come in here. Go do that but see, the problem is that they'll go talk to these people somewhere else. They'll insist that I don't have them on the panel, but they'll go talk to them and yell at them somewhere else. I don't know.
I honestly don't know where I could have been construed as mean in that whole encounter. I was just being factual. I don't understand why you say I'm mean, Mojo.
Well, you wouldn't let him finish a statement either. And the interesting thing is that he ends up crashing out on you instead of everybody else who was just doing insane things too.
Oh, so why do you think he was crashing out on me?
Because you wouldn't let him finish a statement.
He wouldn't let me finish a statement.
To be fair, I answered his question, but I didn't agree with everything Harris wanted or did, and I still voted for her, and that was his question. Would you vote for anybody or someone that you didn't fully agree with? But he didn't want my answer. He was going after Paula.
It's because he didn't. I'm sorry, Mojo. I really don't think I'm a mean person. You're like the only person that says I'm mean. You're the only person that says I go around yelling at people. I'm truly sorry you feel that way.
I don't. Okay, so maybe it is me. Maybe I see something wrong that doesn't exist. I'm not sure, but if that's true, why is it that people crash out on you and not on me? Why do they call you see you next Tuesday and not call me?
Oh, about Gulk? Oh, so it's my fault that Gulk calls me a cunt?
Whoever it is.
That's interesting. Is my skirt too short now too?
Okay, it's this, Paula.
No, it's you. It's you
No,
insinuating that because I
It's
use
that right
strong
there.
language
You
that,
ask me a question, I try and respond,
am
and
I a
you continue
crone?
talking, what you're doing right now. It's that.
It's this?
You're not having a back and forth with me. You don't really want to have a conversation about this.
Well, it's so
You
remarkable
just want
because
to
you're
yell at me.
offensive. You're offending me. You're literally offending me. You literally, in just the last minute, said it was my fault that John Galt called me a cunt.
I
That's
didn't
really, he
say that.
also has
That's
called
not
me
at
a
all what I
fucking B.
said.
Yeah, that's what you just, that the implicate,
That
you
is not
said
what
that
I
he
said.
said it because of my tone.
That is not what
That's
I said.
remarkable, Mojo.
That is not what I said at all. What I said is maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like whatever you're doing gets people to crash out on you. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what you do that gets
I
people to
do.
crash out on you. But I seem to have found it. What it is that you don't let people talk. You
I
will
don't think that's
continually
it.
talk over just like you're doing right now.
If that was me, Mojo. Sorry. It's me, Fee. Paula wasn't doing that. I'm telling you, I know why it happens to Paula. That's all.
Yeah, I'm in
And it's because
disagreement
she's
with
a woman.
It's
Period.
not because she's a
It
woman.
is. It absolutely is.
It's so Mojo. Paula is really good at matching energy, and I'm not saying she never interrupts, but she's really good at matching tones. So, like, if a man speaks to her in a certain tone, she will return it in kind, and that is what makes them crash out because she's pretty good at doing it in a very kind of like subtle way that gets under their skin. I would love to learn it because I don't know how to do that shit. But like, is it productive in an actual debate? Maybe not. Not in terms of the way you want it, but it's not her being mean. It's her returning what they're giving.
It gets ratcheted up because that guy was not giving that same tone. He was talking to B in a different way, and they were having a back and forth for a second until everybody started attacking him. And then it was eventually Paula that he crashed out on. I don't.
I think what was different about me is that I was just answering his questions because on TikTok, I am kind of sick of people being like trying to lead me to something to sort of catch me up. So it's like, catch me up on a hypocrisy. So I just allow them to take me there. What is the point? I'll just fight it when I get there rather than like trying to divert away from questions. Like if someone asks me a yes or no question, I'm just going to answer with a yes or no answer. I have nothing to lose. It gets frustrating having to be led down this rabbit hole.
I don't know. Maybe it is me, but people don't tend to crash out on me like that.
I beg to differ. We hear it all the time. Donovan crashes out on you. Galt. There are other people that have crashed out on you, Mojo, especially when you get spicy. But it's a different crash out. No one calls you the C word, which is one of the most offensive words you can call a woman. For me, I don't care if I'm the biggest one that ever existed. But
Yeah.
it is an offensive word.
There
seems to
are
be.
specific sex-related insults for sure. I don't disagree with that.
And it's always, very rarely do we hear a woman crashing out on us. Now, they might get angry and feisty and emotional, but not a full-blown crash out. So
There aren't very
I just
many
think you're
women.
harder on the women that are up here sometimes, Mojo. And you're certainly, and I understand why, because you want to continue to bring in oppositions. We have people to talk to. At the same time, some people are just jerks.
It's awfully quiet.
I hate that so much.
Um, there aren't very many women on the right, actually. So it's not like you're going to find a plethora of women that are going to come in and argue or even get the chance to crash out on liberals. Because liberals, or most women are going to be liberals, especially on this app. So, I don't know. And maybe I'm being too judgmental, but there are a certain few people that do cause crash outs a lot easier than other people. And maybe Paula is just matching energy. And maybe I just get frustrated by it because I don't want these people to crash out. And I just want to continue conversations. Because I get really bored if I'm just talking to a bunch of liberals all the time. And that's not what I'm interested in doing. So, Paula, I apologize if you're still listening.
He's gone.
If you heard what I just said, if you're still listening.
All right, I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. I mean, at the end of the day, it's how you want your panel run. I don't think that you should apologize for that. If you want them to not be dogpiled on, then
Yeah, I just don't have to be a jerk to specific people about it, but maybe I do. I don't know. Messy's that way too. Messy can cause people to crash out as well. She's pretty good at that without even saying much at all. I don't know. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe it's just fucking misogynist women or misogynist dudes.
Oh yes, hello.
I don't know if it's misogynistic per se, maybe a little bit. However, I think the biggest issue might be that you want a specific thing.
Mojo, are you DSA?
On this app, I'm not sure if that's obtainable. Do you not hear my voice? I am talking.
Are you DSA?
Could you let me finish? Hello? Are you receiving this female frequency? Can you do that? Thank you.
I ain't picking up what you're...
Okay.
Mojo,
That's interesting.
are you DSA, son?
why are you like this?
I was trying to say that, like, I think what you're looking for is not an easy thing to get on this app because one, most of the viewers or a lot of the viewers enjoy a heated back and forth. That's probably why they're mostly here. Two, I think that there is a certain burnout because we hear the same thing every day, all day, and it can anger people. Or like in CT's case, he's just like, fuck him, right? And if you then react to it, let's say by saying, go do your own life, I don't want that here, you're actively also splitting it in groups and then talking against your own platform or what you're trying to grow. That's why I said earlier, it's a really difficult balance, but you're not helping yourself.
Thanks, that was very poignant. Hey, Mojo, are you DSA?
Mojo, this is the man who threatened to find out where I work and call him.
Oh, really?
That literally never happened.
I have screenshots.
Mojo, please send them to me, please.
No, I'll put them on the big screen.
Mojo, are you DSA or not?
Wait, I want to know if you threatened a friend of mine.
Yes, I'm DSA. What would
Wait,
you...
hold on. Don't.
You should be ashamed. Ashamed.
I want to know if you threatened a friend of mine. Do you really threaten? Are you a doxer?
Oh no.
That's not even just threatening to dox her, that's threatening her specifically.
Wow, you are a disgusting human being.
You know what happens is when you tell somebody that their people deserve to be unalived from the river to the sea, people get upset and they say things like, Don't let me. There you go.
I have him blocked. I just blocked him. Sorry, Nessie. Not gonna fuck around with people that are willing to dox. Okay, so Ella, it's not. It doesn't really much matter what I say to people whether they should go start their own lives or not, because they just do. Because Paula just does, because CT just does, because they are sick and tired of talking to conservatives, so they want to go start their own life. And they do. They do go start their own life. And I don't give them shit about it. I don't go in their room and say that you have to have opposition. I don't go in their room and say you have to run your panel this specific way. But God damn it, then they get bored with just talking to liberals, and they come back over here to talk to and yell at conservatives, but then they want to tell me how to run my life. We shouldn't even be talking to these people. Well, then don't fucking talk to these people, and don't come here and talk to these people.
Hey, Mojo.
Yeah.
Can I just say something for just, hopefully it's less than a minute, but as a woman of a certain age and having been in a male dominated field for over 20 years, I constantly had men challenging me on levels that I don't think any man has to go through. And I think Paula also had a career in finance and banking where she probably went through the same sort of stuff. And we become really tough because of that. So yeah, we can trigger men if we want to. I've also had to manage 40 of them. I had a team of 40 people, two other women. The rest of them were men of varying ages who every single day tested me. And then I had to deal with clients that did the same fucking thing. And so it just gets exhausting when we get assertive or you treat other women. I mean, Helix says horrible things, Rosa says horrible things, but because they're opposition, you're not tough on them. And that's all I have to say. I would like to be able to come back. I enjoy the way you run your lives. I just think you're tougher on us than you are others. And that's your prerogative. And then it's I'm just telling you, it's triggering sometimes. That's all.
They are opposition, but they also don't tell me. But they also don't tell me how to run my panel.
Okay.
I agree.
Thanks. Bye.
At the end of the day, this is what you've always been, so I don't know why people are shocked right now. I mean, I came into this live originally liking this because it is a safe space for people to be able to confront people who disagree with them. So, I agree.
What I try and set up, and some of these people are disgusting. I talk to white supremacists. I let them up on the panel. We have conversations until they say something that's against the TOS. These are and people want to hear those conversations too. They do. That's what I had become known for, I guess, is having rational discussions with fucking irrational people. But then CT wants to come in here and tell me, why do we even talk to these people? This is why I ran Bex off too, because Bex said we should never talk to people that are less than 25 years old. And I'm like, well, go fucking run your own goddamn panel then and stop telling me how to do it on mine. I don't know. And that's why I never gave Paula and Jen a hard time about running their own panel. Because if that's the way they want to run their panel, then run your panel that way.
What are you even doing, JD?
Adios mio. Fuck you, Mojo.
I've had this conversation with you before, Mojo. I'm not going to chime in now. I'm going to let this play out.
Good boy.
Yeah, I know. You've tried to tell me how to run my life too, and who I should let up and not let up.
Who, me?
No, JD. Messi,
There's
you were one of the very few people that has not ever tried to tell me who I should have on panel. Even if somebody's doxing you, you don't even say that I should block them, but I do because fuck people that dox other people.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but this is your panel. Excuse me. I've been here for a minute or two, and I know what you like and what you don't like, and I do my best to abide by that, begrudgingly sometimes.
Yeah, and if you want to do something different, you go start a panel and you go do that different for a little while, and then when you're bored with that, you come back, and I'm fine with that too. I don't know. Just gets frustrating sometimes. I think the dude earlier we could have had a conversation with. I think that he crashed out because we're all yelling at him at the same time, and I think that's not beneficial to rational discussions.
Agree. He yells and I cry. Like, my gut punch reaction is to cry. Like, I'm not even sad in the moment. I'm just so overwhelmed. And I do think that there is something to be said when you have like 8 people or 7 or 5, whatever, you're just the minority, how overstimulating that can be for someone. And then you start to have like these awful reactions.
regardless of everything that happened thereafter, or as to why he crashed out, regardless of all that, I don't think there's any room for a logical conversation with a person like that. We spent 20 minutes trying to tell him what the actual definition of blind loyalty is, actually laying out examples, and the guy just said, no, you're all wrong. But you know, again, that's just like my opinion.
I know, and you didn't listen to anything he was saying, and you weren't even trying to have a conversation. Nobody was.
No, I was.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You were talking over other people on the panel just to say random things to him.
No, I wasn't.
That's
I mean,
why
I was over
booted
talking to people. That's true. I'll grant you that. I don't even fuck. But just to say random things, no. I went through it like step by step with him. If you have a healthy relationship and a blind relationship, what's like the difference between them? It's going to be boundaries. And when you set those boundaries, if someone crosses those boundaries, do you just stay there with them? Do you fucking continue to act like a battered wife? No, probably not. And he literally said,
Let me.
There's oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Ella. No, go Ella.
That is something that I forget to do sometimes as well, but I try to remind myself, is to actually listen, to engage. Even if I know they're wrong or I suspect they're wrong, I try not to engage with them just to prove them wrong. I want to hear them out so I can, I don't know, maybe catch them somewhere in a fallacy of sorts, or use whatever they're saying to show that they're wrong, right? There's like, I don't know, defensive listening doesn't seem very productive in this environment, unless it's like, you know, a true fucking Nazi just saying hateful shit. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, and some of the stuff he said actually made sense too. Okay, so I think about Joe Biden, and I know that a lot of people like B, I know that you will just say, fuck the Democrats, fuck Joe Biden, fuck whatever, and you'll just play it off like it doesn't matter, and that you're not going to argue about it. And that's fine. That's a tactic that you can use. But the fact is that I am going to defend Joe Biden. I'm going to defend a lot of the actions that he does. And I don't think that necessarily makes me in a cult. I feel like I'm willing to move from leader to leader because it's not about the leader for me. It's about specific policies for me. So when somebody asks me why I vote blue no matter who, and why that isn't cult-like mentality, my answer is that I vote because I want our fiscal policy to be demand side. And that's always going to be, as of right now, Democrats that do that. So I'm going to vote blue no. So I'm going to vote. So I'm going to vote blue no matter who, because of that very reason. Not because of the person, not because I'm in a cult, but because I have a specific policy that I want implemented.
The other issue, though, is that they're going to continue to use that, even just that specific phrase, vote blue no matter who, to say that we are ourselves being the accusers while being in quote unquote a cult. But I don't think they understand. That was like my entire conversation with Heathens. There's more potential for good, and there is more good that comes out of the Democratic Party than there is bad. Whereas on the other hand, all you can find is bad. And regardless of the bad, these people will overlook the bad so that way they can continue to devote themselves to that party because they think that the other party is terrible, worse than the party they're with.
Yeah, see, what you're saying is subjective right now. They think that what we believe in is bad. You think what they believe in is bad. That's just a subjective reality.
Wait, hold on. If I murder someone, is that a subjective thing? Really?
It depends on why you did it.
Okay.
Right? Doesn't it? Because everybody's got a reason why they do the things that they do, so you can't just say that you killing somebody else is bad, because you have to first ask why you did it.
You're going to provide me like the outlier's excuse to this, which is like if
self-defense. What are you talking about? That's not an outlier.
If I murder someone who comes into my house, is that a bad thing? On that part, I agree with you. But for the most part, Mojo, and don't be dumb about this, we already recognize that murder comes with negative connotations or bad intent. So why would it be?
But you might call it murder, and they wouldn't. They call abortion murder, and we don't. It's subjective.
Yeah, sort of the way that the UN says that a peoples that is being occupied can resist by any means necessary, right? The Israelis see that and they say, oh, that means murder. Palestinians and the Palestinian supporters see that and say, oh, that means resistance. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I think that I can have a conversation with the guy, and I think I can defend myself when I say blue no matter who. The problem is that you guys, I feel like, JD, that you get offended when somebody says blue no matter who, and you don't want to defend it, or B will not defend that at all in any way, shape, or form either. I just know that they're going to say that to me. I know that they're going to call me a Marxist. I know they're going to call me a communist. So I'm just going to own up to it right away, and I'm going to defend it from the get-go.
I just want to clear the air. I don't get offended whenever someone says blue no matter who. If you remember me, Mojo, from a year ago, I was literally a Gavin Newsom, Destiny fucking Degenerates fan. In some senses and practicalities, I still am. I'm the notion that anyone who is a Democrat is going to be probably better than anyone on the right at this point. I'm just saying it's like a double-edged sword that we play where we call them a cult and then we have vote blue no matter who, which is like the cult thing that they're going to continue to justify as the excuse to their existence.
But I don't think that's a cult-like. I don't think that even falls in the definition of cult. I vote for Democrats because of reasons. I have very good reasons to vote for Democrats. The leader is irrelevant. The person I'm voting for is irrelevant. The cause is the only thing that matters to me. Why do I have to listen to you fucking rub yourself off?
My what?
Yeah, it sounds very sus on your end, JD. But I do agree with you to an extent, Mojo.
Are you hearing that?
Well, now we can't hear you. Like, you're just mumbled now.
No, we're hearing you scratching on a piece of paper or something. Like, are you drawing or doodling?
No, I'm not scratching.
He's coloring.
I'm playing Crimson Desert right now. You're probably hearing the controller, which I'll mute up. I apologize.
I'm not hearing the controller. To me, it sounded like you were rubbing your jeans or something. That's what.
Or that, yeah, like you're scratching yourself, maybe.
I mean, I have a thing where
yeah, that.
This is what
That's JD. I know that it is annoying.
Hang on one second. Jasper, 1 second. We'll let you talk. We'll let you talk.
Yes, bitch.
Oh, wow. Okay. JD, I know that it's annoying, but yeah, try to mute yourself when you're not talking because I think you have your phone on speaker and we do catch every little bit of background on your end.
I'll report you.
Jasper, what did you want to say now? It's your turn.
Hell yes.
What?
You're not. I'm looking for a whore. You don't respect me. I don't respect you, bitch.
We
And
can't
by
hear
the
you,
way, I wasn't even
Jasper.
talking to you. So I don't know why you bugged your nose into my business. Shut the fuck up.
No,
Really
sir. They were having a conversation. Hang on. They were having a conversation. Now, can we have your age and who you voted for, and then we can get into debating, or you can say whatever you want to say, or you can leave. Okay, bye.
Get a
No,
Corvette.
I blocked him too.
Do you think you could have a logical conversation with that person, Mojo?
No, I just blocked him, I said. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That was a
Listen to what I'm saying before you fucking say something.
I'm fucking pulling your leg. Jesus Christ, I'm busting your balls. You need to calm down a little bit.
Okay, that's another problem that I have with the liberals is that you guys tend to not listen to people. Not you guys, not necessarily you guys, but a lot of liberals don't. They don't listen to the conversation that's going on. They have a specific set of things that they say, responses they give, things that they want to talk about when a particular subject comes up, and they just go along that list of talking points rather than actually talking to the person that you're talking to.
Oh, so you mean the exact thing the Republicans do?
Yeah, probably. Liberals do that too.
So what's the point?
Well, the point is, I think you should listen to what people are saying and respond to what they're saying instead of assuming what they believe. And ask
I'm in a
questions.
conversation.
Don't think that they're a Trump supporter. Don't call them an occult unless you know that they're still a Trump supporter. Ask them questions. Ask people
If I'm in a conversation with someone and their automatic response to anything that I say is going to be, but what about Biden? How do I engage with this person?
Well, then ask them why. Why is it always about Biden? Biden isn't president anymore.
Isn't that just a talking point because we always have to do that?
You don't always have to do that. The conversations turn out differently when you start asking questions.
I don't think you're recognizing what I'm saying. The conversation always does turn out to be that way. How many people have we talked to? The conversation has been exactly that.
Not when you're asking questions. If you ask a question, somebody's going to give you a different response just about every time. Start asking more questions and stop demanding more responses.
I just think your criticism of like liberals who quote unquote have talking points, while it could probably be truth to it, is like it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, maybe I do have talking points, but the other side has talking points. So where are we at? What do we do here? Like, how do we solve it?
He started it.
Actual logical prescription to that. If you have like someone who's like Dean Withers, who has like one-on-ones with Trump supporters, and then he talks about a whole bunch of things, are you going to continue to criticize him? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I criticize Dean Withers. I can't stand listening to Dean Withers because it is always the same line of logic. Always, every single time.
And what does that solve? Well, it's going to be the next question.
What does that solve?
Yeah, by just continuing to criticize him because he has these one-on-ones where he tries to like fucking persuade people to not
criticize him. I just don't go there. I just don't go talk to him. I don't listen to him. I don't criticize him. He does his thing, and he does it well, and he makes a lot of money doing it. Why would I criticize him?
Okay, let's just engage in the hypothetical for a moment, right? So you don't like Dean Withers because he does this thing, so you decide to criticize him.
I said I don't listen to Dean Withers because of that. Not that I don't like him. I think he's a perfectly likable person.
Okay, I don't care then.
That makes me wonder if that line of logic is what draws in people, because a lot of people on the left probably share that line of logic. So it's fun for them to listen to, maybe, in a way, you know? And it's seen as, it's seen as, I don't know, kicking MAGA's butt, no matter if the logic's repetitive.
Sure. It's the boy band algorithm, right? So it was the Swedish people that came up with the boy band algorithm, and as long as you use this particular set of notes, then you're always going to create a hit song. So if it works, it works. Sure. If that's all you're looking for is to make a bunch of money, then you follow the path. But it's never. I mean, I like making money off of TikTok. I do, but it's never really been about that for me. It's been about having good conversations.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a part of Marxism-Leninism, especially Lenin, speaks about, not being afraid to speak to people who don't agree with you. And education is a huge cornerstone of Leninism specifically. And understanding that the masses are not consciously aware of their economic position in society. So it's, again, not necessarily about the people that you're talking to. It's also about the chat. At least that's how I view myself when I come on a live. It's not necessarily about the conversation. It's definitely titillating, and, it gets your critical thinking juices flowing, so to speak. But it's also teaching people in the chat who may be on the fence. I think people are getting too hung up on this orthodox way of being on the left. I think it will be harmful to the left in the end.
We're going to skip forward a couple steps in the conversation just so that way we can get to the crux of why I make these arguments against Mojo. The reason why I make these arguments against Mojo is primarily because it often justifies talking to people like fucking Hale who actually seek out to do harm against, physical harm, not verbal, physical harm against other communities such as mine, the LGBTQ, or black people. That's the biggest problem that I have with this, is that whenever we say we have to talk to these people and we have to understand these people, we go so fucking radical and far in this that we talk to the most insane people.
No, you're not. You didn't hear what I said. That's not what I said. And I think this is what Mojo means by people are just kind of waiting for their turn to talk. What I said was it's not about talking to them. It is about talking to people who may be on the fence of whether they follow people like Hale, right? Because like it or not, I've been on this live where Hale has got people to come to his side. You should be trying to combat that, because wherever he goes, he's going to get somebody to convert to Haleism, if you will.
Haleism. There is a treasure box. There's a minute and 30 seconds left. Hang on, JD. There is a box at the top left-hand corner of your screen. It's a treasure box. There's a minute and 20 seconds left. If you click on that, you get access to stickers for a month.
I just added
my ideal world be the way that I would handle someone like Hale is the exact way that.
Stop it!
Hold on 1 second, please. I just added a second one because I didn't realize there was one up. So I think Doc put the first one up and I put the second one up. Either way, so there's two.
So we have more stickers?
No. Yeah, well, I do have more stickers. I added new ones that Ella had made for me, which are pretty awesome, but I messed them up, so I got to fix them again. But yes, I will be doing that, and I'm hoping to make some music as well too. But we'll see about
there are some messy specific stickers that I encourage, but there are definitely the dubs and L's that I made specifically so people can express themselves. But if you have any other ideas to add, please let me know and I'll make them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure mod announcements are done. So in my ideal world, be the way that we would handle Nazis like fucking Hale is not conversation, Nuremberg trials. But of course, that's not allowed in this world because we try to be more civilized.
Yeah, again, you're not hearing what I said. You're just kind of waiting for your turn to talk. I said it wasn't about Hale. It was about the people in the comments that are Hale adjacent, or looking at someone like Hale and Nick Fuentes, because Nick Fuentes. Let me finish, JD.
You're not listening to what she's saying, JD.
Someone like Nick Fuentes has gained a big following because of his distaste for Israel. That's dangerous, because that is a pipeline. When you start having somebody who's in mainstream media who is picking up what the American people want, but the electorate is not necessarily picking up on, because they still support Israel, that is very dangerous to have a Nazi start to infiltrate mainstream media and get people on his side. So you should be combating that with propaganda as JD. Hold
Hold on.
Shit.
I'll make this is it. So I believe, I'm a Marxist Leninist, that you should fight propaganda with propaganda. That's just my belief.
I think.
What good does that do when you're just making everyone radical? What? I don't understand that part, but okay. So the thing you're saying here is that in order to fight people like McFuentes, we're going to have conversation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is wrong. Whenever you say, for example, that we should talk to people like fucking, I don't know, who's far worse or far less worse than fucking Hale. I guess I could say probably fucking Rosa. When you say that, like, we should talk to people like these, we should understand conversations with that, you then extend that out to people like Hale. That is my problem, because those are the people who legitimately want to do harm to like communities like mine.
Okay, what makes you think that Hale wants to do you harm?
Fucking extensive.
What makes you think that Hale wants to do you harm?
The mere matter of the fact that he believes in a monarchy system in which the monarchy is owned by who? Fucking white Christians. And that anything that white Christians don't like, they'll fucking automatically treat through the friend-enemy distinction that Franco once posited.
Okay, so what makes you think that's going to be people like you?
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think that? Okay, this is probably the most obnoxious thing you've ever said, Mojo. But well,
I want to jump in for a second.
Do you think that Christians do not have a problem with gay people or bi people or trans people?
I think a lot of Christians have absolutely no problem with gay people or bi people or trans people.
I think you're wrong on that by every step. If that were true, why did conversion therapy exist?
Hold on a second. This is turning into a what does Hale say and possibly Mojo defending Hale, but I liked B's direction of like, how do you manage whatever they say, whether it's Hale or not, but they do have a certain level of propaganda, and how do you fight that? If you want to have the conversations, what is the best way to handle those conversations? And I'm with B, like, fight propaganda with fucking propaganda at this point, 100%.
But I think the strategy of fighting propaganda is wrong. Like, I agree with GD and I agree with Mojo on a certain level, because what Mojo said, like, I agree that most of the time, we just want to fight, like you all said, just right the way our propaganda, and it not working well. So how we can fight, but also to lose ourselves, allow them to be, it has to be a balance, because we, in this process, we're losing ourselves, allow them to be cruel, just to fight for a propaganda, fight their propaganda, and also I think it will be more efficient, like strategy when you don't through your propaganda and you listen to them and try to demolish, try to go to a cognitive dissonance, like asking them a question, and that way will be more sufficient. Like, you will win faster than you just repeat yourself 10 times. If they say something.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. When I say fight propaganda with propaganda, I don't mean just not listen to them. You gotta first understand to know what you're fighting. Yeah.
It just like what Mojo says, and we have to talk, but we don't have to, like what I also witness every time on every panel, it doesn't matter right or left, the strategy is wrong, because everybody just repeats themselves all the time and you don't go anywhere. So instead, like, and I love how Dean and, so they engage, they repeat themselves, but they repeat in their, on their words, like in right time, in right moment. So this is like, you ask the question to demolish their logic. It's only way you can win it. And like, we know that they repeat all the time, every one of them, just the same. So that's how we already supposed to know those strategies, how to demolish it, not just repeating ourselves. And that's what we do, just repeating ourselves. It doesn't work.
Well, we were already talking about Dean Withers before, and I sort of granted this point to Mojo, which is that, yeah, Dean Withers might have talking points, but the other side, the only thing that they can probably think of is, like, what about Biden, or immigrants are bad, trans people are bad. There's, like, a certain level to that I can tolerate.
But you
But
know,
we also use that as like a way to, I guess, tolerate the people who are far worse than them, who actually take that next step, which is physical harm against these people. That's just my problem. But I know like Mojo's never going to hear me out on this or listen to me, so I say it anyways, just because fuck it, I want to at least get my feelings out.
Did like it's like that's what I also was advocating every time when they cross a line. We all have to be together and just to shut them down. Like they cannot fucking cross a line. We have to draw this line. We cannot lose ourselves in this fight. We cannot turn to be like them. We cannot afford it. But also, you know, as soon as you like, that's what I don't understand. Like people all the time, like so easy to manipulate. They come and say, but Biden, and you fall for it. And then as soon as you fall for it, you lose it there. You just don't even give any value to that. You just continue ask questions what you want to ask. They not control the panel.
Okay. These are all individuals. You say they. You guys say they. They say this, they say that. They're gonna say this, they're gonna say that. You have already decided what the conversation is going to be before the conversation even starts.
Yeah, but I said they, and I said we.
Wait! Fuck. I want to give a good example of what I'm thinking about here. Because CT, I really thought he was going to, he did that, signed up to do that one-on-one debate with Hale. And I really thought he was going to lose to Hale. I think Hale is probably smarter than CT. Hale has a lot more knowledge in his head than I do about a lot of things. He's not a stupid kid. He's charismatic and he has a lot of knowledge. So I really thought that Hale was going to win that debate. But what CT did is stop. He stopped and listened and addressed the things that Hale was saying. And it became a different conversation at that point. It wasn't the normal CT that just comes in and yells at people and tells them that they're bad people and they're Nazis and you want to do this to me and you want to do that to me. He responded to what Hale was saying, and I think he ended up kicking his ass because of that. Because he made Hale look ridiculous because Hale couldn't follow the conversation at that point. And I think that's the kind of stuff it takes. You've got to listen to what people are saying. You can't just assume that you know what they're going to say before they say it.
Okay, so someone...
I can use present a good example of this. It's what everyone does to me when I say I'm a communist. It's why for a really long time on this app, I was reluctant to identify as a communist. Because immediately the first thing that comes out of their mind, everyone say it with me, the Holodomor, right? So
most people don't even know what that is. What are you talking about?
Well, people online, they are pretty educated online. I think we all fall into like
maybe you're right.
Extreme point, but not everybody in real life. No, everyone in real life is just like, oh, you're a communist. You love, that's how far the conversation
It's usually
goes.
Putin. You love Putin. You love Russia. Why don't you go move to Russia?
Yeah.
Where has it ever worked? These are things that I'm...
It's also in real life, it's often like, oh, so you want everything to be the same and everybody to be poor. And I'm like, no. But
it's usually the same set of responses because they don't want to ask you questions about what you mean by saying that you're a communist. They just want to make the assumption that you're a communist and therefore you are this.
So as someone who at one point said that he took inspiration from how he formats his conversations and debate style around, do you think it's bad when Destiny does the exact opposite of what you're saying right now? Whenever he, in the middle of someone talking, decides to interrupt them so that way he can fucking actually spit out what the truth is?
Destiny's a different story. He's been doing this for a long fucking time. And
that's also not the question I asked, but...
you didn't...
Did Destiny start out like that?
You didn't let me finish my statement.
I think
You still aren't letting me finish my statement. He's been doing this for a long time. He's probably heard all of the arguments one way or another. So he kind of knows where things are heading when he hears specific things from specific people about specific conversations. He doesn't always do that. He will often listen, especially in bigger debates when he's talking to somebody like Jordan Peterson. He will listen to everything Jordan Peterson is saying, and he will respond to everything Jordan Peterson is saying. If he's just talking to some schmo that has done a bunch of YouTube videos like Andrew Wilson or something, then yeah, he knows what Andrew Wilson's going to say ahead of time.
But that's also not the question I just asked you, and I even waited for you to finish. So the question I asked you, is that bad when he does that to an Andrew Wilson? I don't give a fuck about like the delineation between Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and Andrew Wilson. I'm saying, is that bad when he does that?
I just told you. I gave you an answer to that. It's going to be bad if you don't know the person. If you know the person, you've had conversations with them over and over again, then probably not going to be bad. Because you kind of
it's working, Jen.
I'm also too now confused. So you're saying he doesn't know who Jordan Peterson is?
That was the first time I'd ever seen him, and the only time I think I'd ever seen him have a conversation with Jordan Peterson.
The question I asked was, you don't think he knows who Jordan Peterson is? As someone who consistently does research, works in the Twitter vids that his followers send him.
I think that's the only time he's ever had a conversation with Jordan Peterson. And Jordan Peterson's smart enough to where he will contextualize whatever conversation he's in too.
Okay, well, I'm here to tell you he knew who Jordan Peterson was, and I know which conversation you're talking about because, yeah, it is the only conversation. He knew who Jordan Peterson was before that conversation. So your logical argument here doesn't logic.
But it does. It does, because Jordan Peterson...
No, it doesn't.
Destiny.
Because you're just trying to find like an excuse for Destiny.
Why? What the fuck is wrong with you? Jordan Peterson is going to treat Destiny different than he does everybody else he talks to.
I'm not talking about how Jordan Peterson treats Destiny. I'm talking about how Destiny treats Jordan Peterson, or anybody for that matter. Is the action that he does when he decides to interrupt him so that we can fucking tell the truth of the matter, is that bad?
He didn't interrupt Destiny.
It's because he's had like thousands of these conversations and he knows where they're going. So yeah, I mean, like that's an excuse.
You were not listening to anything I'm saying.
I'm sorry that you think that, but that's not true.
You're not, but what Mojo is saying is it's nuanced. That it's not a simple yes or no question. You're looking at answering. You're looking for a yes or no answer. Mojo's saying there's no yes or no answer. It's a spectrum.
It should be a yes or no answer because that was what Mojo was doing.
That's not life, bro. That's not life. I hate to break it to you. Stuff's not that black and white.
On a consistent basis, that whenever we interrupt without like any of the nuance involved, it's bad, right?
No, not anytime. There are quite often I know exactly what Brendan's going to say before he says it. And in that particular circumstance, I could probably respond to him without letting him finish his statement.
So just going based off of that, how do you know that I don't know where the person is going before I interrupt him?
Because I think it's obvious when you interrupt and you don't even respond to the thing that they're saying.
So you determine subjectively that you just know.
I don't know if you see me doing that, and if you see me interrupting like Brendan, and you think I was wrong in doing so, point it out. Because I think I generally know where he's going with a particular line of questioning.
I'll keep that in mind.
If I don't, I will listen to what he's saying.
I'll keep that in mind, actually. Thank you. I probably will do that.
Let me point it out. Mojo, when I was talking about just generalization about about how we and they you just point out when I use they, but you didn't mention where I use we, so I generalized both sides. But you were in defensive mood, and you just point out just one stuff, and I don't know what words to use when I talk in generalization. It's like this is where I think when defensiveness comes, like we have to, as soon as you start to defend, use this strategy in every debate. That's where we lose, and it's like no point after talking.
I don't know what you're referring to. Like it's something you said today, right now.
Yeah.
Me and them.
Yes. So when I was talking about about debates between us, and I finished, as soon as I finished, and I thought like, okay, I generalized. I didn't speak about MAGA. I spoke about all of us, like society. And soon as I stopped speaking, you said, "Oh, you see, guys, you use the word they," and I was confused, like, why you didn't see that I use word we also?
I'd have to listen back to it. I don't know that I was even referring to what you said.
Oh, yeah. And also, yeah, exactly. So this is also what I saw I think it's just communication problem between all of us, because when I just joined your conversation, so what I witnessed, you said something, I don't remember, like it's just what I saw train of line. So you see something, they GD respond to you, then because start to see something, GD continue to respond to you, but she feels like he's supposed to respond to her, and she said like, you didn't listen what I said, but in fact he was still responding to you. So this is a problem about communications. We have to no, we cannot do anything about it. It just happened. So we have just to accept and ask questions like, what do you mean? What do you respond to? Who you respond to?
Okay, I see what you're saying. With a panel debate, maybe that happens more often than we'd like, and maybe I
And it's
read
normal.
it wrong.
And it's normal. We can now. It's just communication. It's just like human being. We all of us not perfect. All of us has emotions, and sometimes we just have a bad day, and we have to be like with open eyes and like, okay, he just had a bad day. Just let it go.
Sure, I don't disagree with that either. Yeah, sometimes I wake up grumpy. Sometimes I just want to yell at people. Sometimes I want to have serious conversations. Sometimes I get frustrated because of the way something's going, and I try and stop it, and it doesn't work, and so I get frustrated, and I'm just an asshole.
I can't find this fucking mushroom.
Mushroom?
It's the whole reason why I took.
You have to find a big ant, dude. You have to find a huge tree.
No. So I'm past that part, okay? And now I'm allowed in the village. Hip hip hooray. But I'm at the other mission, the fucking kid, where you actually have to find the fucking mushroom. I can't find it.
Where you actually have to find a mushroom?
Mystical pine mushroom.
Oh, that's a normal pine mushroom you find on trees all over the place.
It's not on the fucking tree. What do you mean? I'm in the area. It's not on the fucking tree, Mojo. I'm losing my mind.
No, it's on the ground. They're on dead trees on the ground.
Okay, we're gonna look on the ground.
You'll see mushrooms all over the ground on dead tree branches or dead tree stumps.
I'm sorry. Keep going, guys.
No, keep going with mushrooms. I need one.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just I get frustrated because I want to have a conversation with somebody I disagree with, and then I don't even get it. Hello?
Hi. I'm on my way to work, but I'm letting you know that the mushroom GD is looking for is inside the giant tree. I probably sound like a crazy person talking about this in public, but here we are.
How do I get inside the tree?
Do you have it in your garden?
You kind of have to just get through the whole like hallway of poisonous tree or poisonous mushrooms that's in there. So like you faint, and then you get up, and then you get a little further, and you faint some more. And at the end, in the middle of the tree, you will find the mystical pine mushroom.
Oh, there's a fucking kid. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Gigi, when you do all the job, just let me know. I will join you in the end, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Am I hearing a kid?
No. It's me.
Jada, can we have your age and who you voted for, please?
Yeah, I'm 35. I voted for Trump.
Thank you.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you still like Trump? That's the best response I've ever heard.
I hope you feel it every day. As soon as you wake up, as long as you go to bed.
It's just like I still support him as far as him being like the president and everything like that. I'm not gonna, there's been several presidents that we've had that I didn't agree with, but I'd sit there and demonize them and try to shit all over everything that they've done. But my biggest issue with Trump right now was him basically, using our military to be a bunch of pit bulls for Israel. I don't even, I've grown up around the Jewish community. I was Jewish for a long time, but I walked away from that just because I just don't agree with what Israel stands for as a country. They are a completely they're a complete and total ethno state. If you're not the right kind of Jewish, you're basically a third to fifth, anywhere between a third and fifth class citizen. Benjamin Netanyahu for the last 30 years has been nothing short of a war criminal, and he should face the exact same Nuremberg trials that the Nazis did. And so for Trump to turn around and support something like that, I vehemently and abhorrently disagree with.
Welcome.
Yeah, I agree with you.
At the end of the day, I'm an American before I'm a Jew.
I wish there were more Jewish people who had your line of thinking.
So do I. Believe me, so the fuck do I.
I have nothing against Jewish people. Many people on this app would beg to differ.
See, that's my biggest problem. Where if you criticize anything that Israel does, you're immediately labeled as like an anti-Semite, and it's like no. These people, they're war criminals. Like look at their track record since the 90s when
Well, we could go back to the
Benjamin Netanyahu took power. I mean, hell, you could even go back to the 70s and the 80s.
Or the Nakba.
It's just
in 47.
They've got what 50 years now, 50 years of covered up war crimes, and the rest of the world is just okay with that for some fucking reason.
But I want to respond to your words. What you said, you at the beginning you said like I don't want to demonize the president. Doesn't sound for you. And then you said about Israel. If you criticize Israel, you go to anti-Semitism. Don't you think it's same for a president? If you criticize a president, you don't fall right away to demonizing him. You just criticizing him.
Yes, but there's a difference between criticizing the president and then what the left does, which is demonize him. Now, I'm not saying that you guys have done it, but we see constantly all over this app, all over social media in general, that the left has gone so far into the demonization of the president that you see post after post after post insinuating that the president needs to be removed from life.
Okay, me as an immigrant, it's hard to, my criticism will be very emotional response because I see so many life of my people, like Ukrainian people, destroyed today because of his policies. I witness it every day. They don't shoot us yet, but it's so I'm afraid that my son, I will receive somewhere on Facebook that he just got killed and everybody will celebrate it. So do you understand that level of because your problem with Trump is Iran. Do you understand so many problems? People has other problems, what he does. So their emotional response, it's not demonizing, it's just emotional response because this cruelty cannot be quietly received.
Yes, and I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there is a right and a wrong way to go about everything. Like the way that I just, described my issue with Donald Trump, it doesn't demonize him, and I brought a plethora of facts that you can track back 50 years. What the left does is they're just like, it's every day. It's a new thing. It's a new thing. And the thing that pisses me off so much about the dialogue with the left is you guys just love to sit there and point your finger at what everybody else is doing. But for the 90% of the time, you don't offer help. You guys don't offer any type of, situations or programs to help pull these people out of whatever struggles they might be facing because of a majority conservative, legislation in the United States. And that's just you see
like
people right doing the
you have an example for that?
Yes.
and also like this is what I witnessed. I'm a stranger, and also left and right again. Can you go like on particular what you mentioned, because all what I hear from you left, right. That's what all I hear.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I just want to know if you have an example of what you're talking about, where you say that we point out problems, but we don't offer up solutions or become part of the solution. What do you mean by that?
So, like, well, I guess the biggest one that's been going around right now that I've seen on TikTok is the whole pro-choice thing. So you see a bunch of leftists that are just like, oh, well, this state's doing this, and then like the video ends. There's nothing like, okay, well, this is how we can get around it. These are, maybe this is who you should vote for in this state come midterms. There's none of that. It's just like, oh, look what Texas did. And now I've sent my virtue signal out into the world. So all these other leftists know that I just hate Republicans. I hate conservatives. I've done nothing to help the situation, but my signal of virtue has been sent out for likes.
Can I ask you
That's
this?
disgusting. I hate that shit. And
Can
people
I
are
ask you
monsters
this?
if you do that.
Do you not find it alarming that my rights change depending on what state I happen to be in?
No.
You don't find that concerning?
I feel like that's genuinely across the board. Everybody's rights are going to change.
Like what? Give me another right that would change depending on what state you're in.
Well, for me, myself, I personally, I own a whole bunch of firearms, and some of those I will not be allowed to take in certain states.
Okay,
So
now
my
let me
rights
ask
for
you
that
this. Let me
change
ask you
state by
this.
state.
Now, you not being allowed to take your pew-pews with you, is that going to affect you living your life?
No, but it's my constitutional right
Right,
to
but
own
it's
them.
going to affect my life depending on what state I happen to be standing in if I have a miscarriage. Something I cannot control, that I cannot help. You don't find that alarming?
No, because it's a more nuanced discussion.
Well, let's get the
Look,
nuance of it then.
I'm not
Because
one of
depending
these.
on what state I happen to be in, if I start to have an abortion, if I was start to have a miscarriage, if I was pregnant, my life will depend on what state I'm standing in.
I really don't think. Can you, because I can't exit this app and I don't have my laptop or tablet close by, but can you tell me which state that's where you can go to prison for a miscarriage?
South
I don't
Carolina.
think.
Texas.
Tennessee's trying
South
to do it
Carolina.
also.
For a miscarriage.
Kentucky just did it actually. A woman showed up at the hospital, had a miscarriage, and they arrested her. Kentucky. Would you like more?
Well, in Texas, too specifically, the DNRs are outlawed. DNR, not DNR. What is it? What is it called?
DNC.
Dilation and cooterage.
DNC?
DNC.
DNC. So DNCs are classified or categorized as abortions or abortion procedure. And if you miscarry, you have to have that done afterwards to make sure that all of the material is removed from your uterus. But
That's
that
in
can't
all
be done.
medical fields, Mojo. So every medical professional views the treatment of a miscarriage as one of two things. You let the baby pass naturally. That does not happen 50% of the time. So then you need a DNC, and a DNC is an abortion. So everyone views an abortion as a DNC in the medical field.
Oh, okay. I don't think I said anything different than that. But that being said, in the state of Texas, if it's more than 6 weeks old at that point, you have to get approval from the court to actually have that done. And doctors will not perform it because doctors can face up to 99 years in prison if they're found to have given an abortion to somebody after 6 weeks.
Jay?
Just to respond to something that you said earlier, I think it's actually very good that TikTok content creators often create videos talking about certain House bills or Senate bills as a means to spread awareness, Jay, because I don't think any normal fucking person in their day-to-day basis goes through every single Senate or House bill. So I do think that's a very good thing.
I'm
not saying that it isn't a good thing. I'm saying the part about it that is bad is just the finger pointing, and we do it on the right too. I'm not trying to say that we don't, but I have an issue with the same content creators that do the exact same thing when they're pointing to these dystopian shithole blue states, and then they're just like, oh well, look at this and look at this and look at this, and then they offer you nothing on how to solve the problem.
What state are you in?
The way you solve this problem is to vote for Democrats. That's the only way you solve the problem.
I think the way to solve this problem is to vote for moderates.
No.
What state are you in?
Texas.
You're in Texas, okay.
Jay, and did you hear what we discussed about miscarriage and rights? Did you hear that part?
Yes.
So,
he doesn't find it alarming, Mimi.
No, but like after you ask where is it, my alarm were on. Like you and you live in Texas and you didn't know this?
No.
He's not a woman. It doesn't affect him, Mimi.
I mean, I still have children.
So now you know.
Well, as you're having more children, Jay, I hope that everything goes as planned, because you could lose your wife or whoever the mother of your baby is.
But now, okay, it didn't set any alarm for you because you didn't know. As we see right now, you discover information. Does it alarm you now?
I mean, not particularly.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, so this when Messi said that this is something that she loses as a right from state to state, it depends on what state she's standing in. Your example that you gave on your side was the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment applies to all Americans equally. So whether you're a man or a woman, if you go into any state, you're going to be subjected to the same laws. There's a big difference when it comes to abortion laws, because men aren't subjected to those laws. Only women are.
Okay, well then what I would think would be fair, right, would be some kind of something like across the board. Because I know for me, myself, when I graduated from college, I'm not even going to say the year, that was a very long time ago. But right out the gate for that, I knew that, I wanted to go live my life for a couple of years, get myself, financially established and everything like that before I started popping out little ones of my own. So the very first thing I did after I graduated was I went and had a vasectomy.
I love that. I think we should have mandatory vasectomies for every male who hits puberty.
Jay,
and then once they get established, they go to college, they go to the military, they do whatever they're going to do, they get married, then they can have it reversed. I love that.
They're 100% reversible. The only downside to them, though, is sometimes, like in my case, how I found out that it was no longer good was, well, my son. So they do reverse on their own, unfortunately, as well. But no, like I would be okay with something like that. I know there's a bunch of guys that have some very strange relationships with their balls that think that somehow going and doing that makes them less of a man, or messes with their testosterone production. And it's like, no, it's the valve. It's just the very particular valve in your sac that they just slice, so sperm doesn't come out. That's really the only thing that happens. It's not like a full-fledged, what do they call it, a hysterectomy, where you take your ovaries out and the fallopian tubes and everything like that. It's just it's a 5-minute procedure in and out.
It's an in and out. I went grocery shopping while my ex-husband had his done.
I know.
When it was over.
And
I got mine done. I was in and out in like 15 minutes, and then I got to take the next 3 days off of work. So I just sat there playing Xbox.
Earlier on,
I would love to also ask you. So you see a solution, and I love that you're a guy for solution. But right now, what do you think? Like you touched the subject about solution, and you didn't like that in TikTok. Everybody just talks. So right now, what I see on Republican Party, they go just after women. No one of them say word vasectomy. You see a solution. What you willing to do to change? Because this is really hurtful for a woman. Their rights taken away, and solution is very easy. Like you see, what you willing to do to change Republican Party, stop hurting the people.
So that would be my biggest thing, because when it comes to my party and the whole like abortion argument, I understand why, especially with birth rates being as low as they are and the economic crisis we're about to face because of that coming. Probably before the end of Trump's current term, the shit's going to get real fast. And I don't think anybody's prepared for the absolute financial downfall that's about to hit.
I have a solution for you in Bedford. I'm here. I'm an immigrant. I have my cousins. I can bring them. No problem. They willing to help. Are you accept this solution?
No, I'm not talking about the like as far as like jobs and everything like that. I'm talking about the amount of people that are going to die off here in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
There's
I
not
heard you.
enough people that currently exist to
I heard
replace
you.
them.
I heard you. I heard your problem. It's not enough for people. I have a solution for you. I have some people who can fill that gaps in your country. We have a solution, right? We don't have to force. We don't have to make women suffer to find a solution. Solution. It's right there on the table. It's problem solved.
So what are you saying? Are you saying you're going to import a bunch of Ukrainian women to start having babies, or are they coming over
No,
for jobs?
it's not about babies. We don't have to waste 20 years of time to wait when they will be productive for society. We have already grown up people, very good people. They can bring money right today, yesterday. So problem solved, right?
I mean, as long as they're willing to assimilate, I don't see any issue with that, and they do it the right way. You know, I'm third generation immigrant on both sides of my family.
What is okay? So problem solved. You agree with me? Let's just cancel. Let's just close this subject. Problem solved, right? You leave women alone. We bring legally here people who are already productive, and you don't promote vasectomy. So they understand it's other solution, not just the women. If you don't want to unalive babies, vasectomy is on the table. It's a great solution. So we close this chapter, right? Leave women alone, promote vasectomy, accept legal immigrants, right?
I mean, yeah, but maybe not, because look, there has to be an equal thing on both sides. So the equality for, opposing abortion would be, something along the lines of like mandatory vasectomies. Granted, that's unfortunately never going to happen.
Yeah, we don't talk about radical. No, nobody gonna force them, but we can promote this as a solution. We're still a like normal civilized country. I'm not talking about dictatorships right now. Let's cut balls in every man. It's not what I'm talking about, and I think like you understand it. So it just a way to go. Leave women alone. Promote vasectomy. Accept legal already productive member of society.
Mm-hmm.
Are you agree with us with that one?
I mean, there's some nuances I'd like to further break down, but to an extent, sure.
So what nuance? Okay, so we will come back to your nuance. So, and when you, how do you feel about immigration? How to say this word? How they do immigration today? How do you feel about ICE today?
I don't really feel like one particular way or the other. ICE has been, a thing that I've been familiar with since they got established shortly after 9/11. So 25 years now they've been in the news.
Yeah, and so let's go again in particular, more precise. So, do you know that yesterday they killed like it's 11th already immigrant? Just shoot him. You don't have any problem with that?
I mean, not really.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
if they shoot me, you don't have any problem. You're talking to me right now. But I understand why you don't have problem, because you don't have any. It's just like they are not human. It's just an immigrant. It's just the word immigrant. So you're talking to me right now. You hear my accent, and I'm human being. You understand that I have emotions. I have family. You have more sympathy for me. If they kill me, you won't have any problem also.
Probably not. And here's the reason why, okay? Whenever I hear that the cops shot somebody, again, I'm 35. This is the new, I've lived this news cycle every single day of my life for the last 35 years. And I'm just gotten to the opinion that whenever I hear about somebody getting shot and it wasn't in a school, or a hospital or, you know, something like that, my immediate opinion is I don't know any of the facts. I'm not going to research it. Obviously, it happened for a
Why
reason.
not? Why not? You're not gonna research. Like, let's stop there. Why not? You not gonna research? You trust governments like just blindly, whatever they say. You trust them?
No. But I also, at the
So
same point in time, I understand. I see the rhetoric that's been going around. I see the stuff that happens in the streets while I'm minding my own damn business. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I can understand how these things can escalate to where law enforcement might also fear for their lives. Like, it's, you know, these are
No,
complicated
they're
freaking
supposed to
things.
be professionals. Hold on. So they're supposed to be professionals. This is why they get the job, right? Because they're supposed to know how to act in stressful situations. I work in emergency medicine. I know how to act in a stressful situation. I shut my emotions out and I think with my logical brain. I try to lower my heart rate. Law enforcement must be held to that same standard because they deal with stressful situations every day. I don't want them to have excuses anymore. They're professionals in their field.
you know what problem here? He believes that they follow instructions. He doesn't want to do research. So Jay, if I tell you, because you like most cruel here and was most damaging here, is that you say, when I hear it, I just accept it because it's government who I voted for. I'm not gonna do research. So right now, and you already okay is that they shot me, they shot every immigrant. You're not gonna do research why I'm dead. You will assume that I did something wrong. Here's the big problem. And also, let me tell you, that guy, 26 years, let me give him some humanity here. He's 26 years old. He has a 3 years old daughter. He is legal here. He has work visa, and they just shoot him. He was not in a jail, it was just ice. He is in a car, nobody around, and they shoot him. And they say because we afraid that he may do some damage to public. Like nothing around. You
They
still
shot him in
gonna
the
support
face,
them?
Jay, and then they handcuffed a dead man.
Dead man. Do you have any problem here, or you just refuse to listen? Even me here, yeah. Like as soon as we like, and I see also like as soon as Macy ask you about rights of women and all those miscarriages, and when he just left. That's what I want to point out. Like so, as soon as Macy and Mojo start to explain him what is happening really in three states already, it's in the law. He was loud, and I even call his name like Jay. I want to ask, are you listening? Because he was doing something else. He was not even listening. As soon as I started to speak about immigrant and reality, he just left. He started to make a noise. It's I don't
He
know
had a
how to
phone
put
call. He
this.
said it'd be back.
You're not letting him talk. Okay, there's a distinct problem when you have a bunch of liberals on the panel and one conservative. The liberals tend to bounce off each other. So you want to add something in, and then JD wants to add something in, and then I want to add something in, and then Messi wants to add something in, and by the time it gets back to him, he's got like 5 or 6 different people he's got to respond to. It becomes virtually impossible. So generally, it's probably
sorry.
Generally, it's probably what the fuck.
We tried to find a pause, me and you.
No, I'm still talking, and you were trying to interrupt me.
I tried to find a way where I can talk. I tried to engage with you, Mojo. This word engage.
He'll be back. He had a phone call.
But I think like in this, like I agree with you, this often happen, but in this particular, like, yeah, a few times GD and because just said something, but it was like more between you and him. And do you think I engaged with his words?
I'm sorry, was that a question to me?
No, it's too much. It, like I don't see that he had a bunch of liberals after him. Like everybody was, I don't see in this particular situation.
I think Mojo took his headphones off and went for a walk.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was being bombarded, but I mean, I don't know. It was getting to the point though where he was going to be he couldn't defend what he was saying. I mean, and you were pointing out that, you can't just, I'll just close my eyes to it. I mean, how do you defend that? I mean, I would have said, I'm just curious about the idea that we shouldn't be outraged. Like what he was saying was that all the left does all day long to Donald Trump is they harp and they harp and they harp and they complain and they have no solutions. But I mean, if you look at the 5-alarm fires that are going along every day in this country, it's not, people are justifiably outraged. And there doesn't seem to be a stop to it, except you get a victory in federal court yesterday about the corruption, and you get these victories. But I mean, to say that we don't offer solutions, I mean, look at what Mamdani's doing in New York. He's offering
but that's not a
solutions.
solution. That's not a solution to Jay, right? Jay's in Texas. He doesn't give a fuck about Mamdani in New York.
Well, he
so
was
what Jay
speaking
wants to see.
I was talking. I'm sorry, I was talking, but if I could just finish and then maybe you can respond. What he was saying is that he was speaking on a national level, and he's saying that we who complain or are wringing our hands are not offering any solutions. But I see. My example is Mamdani's offering solutions to the economic crisis and how working people aren't able to live. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Mamdani is in New York. So again, that's not on a national level either. Mamdani is not only in New York as a governor, he's in New York as a mayor. So he's a micro level. So when you hear people on the right say, you guys provide no solutions, to scoff at that and say, whatever, look at Mamdani in New York, does nothing for a man in Texas.
Okay, so I know you want to counter me, but if you can lead by example, okay, and you have 8 million people in 23 million people in metropolitan New York, and you're leading by example, and people are being inspired by that, okay, and he's offering real solutions, then that's I think it's a valid example.
I would agree to a certain extent, but at the same time, this is the reason Donald Trump gets elected, right? The first time he gets elected, he talks about draining the swamp, and then he presses onto people that there is a scapegoat, and the scapegoat is immigrants. The scapegoat is, women. The scapegoat is gay people and trans people. That is why he is popular, because Donald Trump names a problem. Hello, they're corrupt. He's talking about the leaders. And then he finds a solution to it. It's not the right one, but he finds one. So when you have people like Jay or anyone from the right coming up here saying, we don't see anything moving from the left, that is a real cry of the American people. They are really, truly seeing that the Democratic Party is no longer for the working class.
I didn't see
They're the party of defense. What he was saying earlier about abortion, Roe v. Wade getting turned over, the next day I got an email from Hillary asking me to donate to her to stop abortion, but no actual plans. That is a real problem that the Democrats need to recognize, or they will not be successful in this country and we will fall into fascism.
I don't think, like Jay is a great example that like, even if he bring like, oh, but you don't have any solution. You don't like, but all what he brought, his example is a TikTok. And those people who like, and when he scrolls, he see just that he didn't see immigrants was killed. He didn't see abortions and those law for abortion. He didn't see any solution in his scrolling. It's just Democrats yapping. So we cannot appeal to him and say like, look, they don't see a solution. They don't see a solution because they don't want to see. It's over there. I see solutions every day when Democrats on the same TikTok, when I scroll in my scrolling all solutions. I don't know why he didn't see it. So it just like that what I'm telling, like it's in culture from a right left, right left. It's and I don't know how to fix it. It's just like, unless you don't have a two-party system, I don't know. It's unfixable for me.
I mean, for me, I try to, and Mojo gets on top of me for this and saying I have like MAGA talking points. I try to find a point that I genuinely agree with these people, especially when it's 1v9 or 1v8 on here. I try to find a point that is genuinely relatable. And the point about them not truly caring about abortion is genuinely relatable. When is the last time that you heard about Roe v. Wade in mainstream media? When is the last time a Dem got up and said, you know what, this is what we're going to do to try to codify this into law. We don't care if we're going to lose. We are fighting for you people. When is the last time you heard that? You have Chuck Schumer up there talking about how we will never divorce Israel, essentially, is what he's saying. They are completely deaf to what the American people actually want. It almost feels purposeful at this point. I've become so black-pilled that it feels purposeful.
But how you can find a common ground in something like when, I agree with you, it's not their problem, but this is how they got manipulated. They like Republicans, whatever, I do the same. Because I see one party is really harmful today, and they choose exactly, they decided patriarchy, and they choose that weak spot when majority of people won't react, and they harm those people. So how you can find it? That's why first of all, I try to find a common ground with the morality. And if morality is not there, like, I don't know how to find a common ground. Like, I don't know, what can you do?
For me, the common ground is talking about working class issues. I think the reason Bernie was so popular, and you hear about how he was popular with Trump, is because he really harped on working class issues. That was the forefront of his campaign. Right? And so at the end of the day, why do people say they voted for Trump this time around? I wanted groceries to be cheaper. That's what they say. So it's not necessarily about who they're voting for and who they are finding as the demon in their nightmare. You turn to them and you say, this is the real demon. The real demon is the establishment who refuses to work for your interests.
I think that's
Otherwise, you're just going to fall into a trap of being like, nope, it's the immigrants. Okay, you're saying that it's just because I believe in God? No, it's the immigrants. That's what they're going to say.
It's just amazing to me how you're saying that it's the establishment. And yeah, I agree that there are certain establishment Democrats that they're not doing enough. But there are many people, and they may not even be progressive or democratic socialists, that are working really hard to try to get good politicians, honest politicians, okay, get people who will fight for our rights. And it's way more on the left. It just is. I mean, it's just, I don't even, given, again, I call it the 5-alarm fire that's going off with this Congress not fighting back, the Republican Congress not using their power in Congress to stop this administration. I mean, I think you need to at least you need to put some definitions on it a little bit. You need to look at what's going on instead of saying it's both sides.
No, you completely misheard what I said. I didn't say it was both sides. What I said was that the Democrats, essentially what I said to TDLR, is the Democrats are constantly playing either let it happen or defense. Most of the time, it's let it happen. And if they're doing things behind the scenes, that's all well and good. You need to get a better propaganda team on your side then, because ain't nobody hearing about it. They need to do better propaganda. At the end of the day, it is awful for the Democrats to, people will come up here and they'll correct me all the time. Well, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. And it's like, why haven't you heard about that in mainstream media? Why isn't this being shouted from the rooftops? Because the
Maybe
propaganda
you have the
is
wrong
horrible.
algorithm.
No, I mean, I watch mainstream news, I watch
John
CNN, I watch
Ossoff.
ABC, I watch MSNBC, and I watch Fox News. I watch all mainstream news along with what
Maybe that's the problem.
Independent media. Yeah, but the majority of Americans consume mainstream media, especially those who vote, like the boomers. So I do it because I don't believe in that stuff. I like Democracy Now! I like Breaking Points. Those are the ones that I go to for my independent media. But at the end of the day, I do it so that I have a pulse on what the American people are actually thinking.
Do you think B? It's because right now media is under pressure. I don't know. I'm asking you as a stranger here. So before Trump, do you think was more information Democrats put there? Is it? My question is it just now they suppress information, or it's always been like this?
It has always been like this. It's always been like this. They filter out what they want you to hear and what they don't want you to hear. And it's called they manufacture consent, the left and the right do. And I think the issue that the left is having right now is that much of the faction of the left is realizing how much propaganda that the left does that is in favor of imperialism and in favor of colonialism. And they're not putting up with it. It's why we have the left not voting specifically because of the Israel-Palestine issue.
Yeah, here I will agree with you. Like, I don't see, I was thinking like how, because like when I talk in real life, I try to compare every time with real life. And I talk here in Florida to people and I try to lead them to TikTok because it's like, for me, information, just listening to this debate, so many smart people. And most of them say, oh, no, TikTok is just like, no, don't even tell. It's a kid. It's still kids fun. So I don't know how to inform them. How like maybe politicians, I don't know, go on like Mamdani did. I like how Mamdani became just a human being and talk to people on social medias, or that maybe is way to go. Just let Republicans go down and talk to people on like regular people.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why Mao was able to take over and do the revolution he did rather successfully, especially in the beginning, whether people want to believe it or not, is because he had the through line, which is where he sat and he talked to people. He talked to people who were, who would have them wait in line, and he would hear out their grievances. And I think that when the left gets up on here, they don't hear out the grievances. They do hear these immediate gut punch things that are very triggering. When you hear that immigrants should be detained, like that's very triggering. So it feels hard to have a conversation with those people. But at the end of the day, I think people should be getting deeper than that and trying to figure out, okay, why is it that they've found this amazing scapegoat? And I think the way you address that is through working class issues, which is why Mamdani is so popular, because he has his pulse on New York. He knows why they're suffering, why they're angry, because the cost of living is insane. So he is providing a solution to that.
What do you think, like, okay, in our conversation with B, because like this is how always happens, right? So it's a great example to use. Like, look, I will talk about myself. I try to, I understand maybe I sound more emotional. And when I talk to him, I try to go to level, not just talking points, but to human level. And he refused to go there. He just want to left, right. How do you see different? How I could approach to him? How I could make him listen to a problem was real? He said, no, I don't care. As soon as he face a problem and we pointed on a problem, he said, nope, I don't care. How?
Are you talking about Jay?
In general, the right, I think.
It's not about Jay, him personally. It's
He.
Hi, what's up?
Mojo, you understand what I mean? Like, I try to use him, like, because who I should take as an example. I take our conversation as an example. Okay, I won't use he. I will use word conversation. That particular conversation.
Okay. Maybe I'll be a little harsh here. I don't know, but he started specifically talking about abortion and what drives him nuts about the left. And my solution to him was to vote for Democrats, and I wanted to go into why he should vote for Democrats. And then you started talking to him about immigrants.
Okay, I agree with you.
Hi everyone. I have a different idea on all of this. I would definitely have voted for Democrats 10 years ago, 5 years ago even. But I think the party's priorities are completely out of whack. Like, I voted for Democrats because I wanted to have an option, a viable Medicaid for all or Medicare for all plan. You know, no one's talking about that anymore. No one's talking about the environment anymore. That's all put aside. No one gives a shit about it.
So
And
you vote for
even caring
Republicans?
about even caring about Ukraine is being thrown out. The only thing that people like Ro Khanna and a lot of other Democrats care about is Palestina uber alles all the time.
Okay,
And
so you
going
vote for
after
Republicans
Jews,
or you vote for Jill
going after
Stein?
Jews,
Hey,
definitely
hey,
going after
hey,
Jews.
hey, hey.
And I'm
So
done
you
with
vote.
it.
Say,
I'm done.
hey,
I voted for
hey.
Harris. I voted for Harris. But this might be
Okay.
the last time I'm voting Democratic.
And then who are you going to vote for instead?
I might not vote for anyone. I might just vote for the lesser of evil old school Dems. You know, like you're deriding a Schumer because he won't throw his own people under the bus. Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, Schumer, why aren't you more anti-Israel? Because he's Jew who knows Jewish history.
No, he's
He doesn't want
American.
to throw all of his people under the bus.
He's not Israeli. He's
Why?
American.
Because why do you demand that the Jewish people have to throw half of their own people under the bus?
So you're
He's
just
not.
a Zionist?
I don't
Wait,
like Bibi
wait.
Netanyahu.
So you don't
I
like
don't like Bibi.
Democrats?
I don't
You
like
don't
his
like
political
Democrats?
party.
Hey,
I will
chill,
not
dude.
throw
Chill.
half of my
Chill
people
the
under
fuck
the bus.
out.
You
Chill
understand
out.
me?
Chill out. Chill out. So you just don't like Democrats because you're a Zionist?
No. Not just because of that. Because the fixation of the Democratic Party now.
Our
is
fixation on genocide?
completely no. You know what? The fact is that there was no G side there.
There is
There was a
definitely
war.
that. Well,
There was a
Let's
war.
not start it.
There was a war there. A horrible war that H groups started by kidnapping people. Okay, and thank God those kidnapped people are out, including babies. Okay,
Can we stay on American politics,
so
please?
you want to
This is
talk about
American
that?
politics.
I am perfectly happy to support a Democratic Party of 5 or 10 years ago that was saying, not a party that wants to kick Fetterman out just because he only votes 88% of the time with the Democratic Party. This is purity politics. They're going after people like Weiner, who went out of his way to support the G side and say G side over and over again. And you know what? He is one of the biggest supporters of LGBTQ rights, particularly trans rights. And he was ran out of a trans rally because apparently that wasn't good enough. He has to ask for the unaliving of Israel or the destruction of Israel in order to be a good leftist now. You know,
Who
it's
in the Democratic
insane.
Party has asked for the destruction of Israel?
Well, they're asking Weiner, why don't you support that? You know,
No, they're not
he said
asking him
there's
if
a
he said
G-side
why
there.
doesn't. No,
That wasn't good
stop
enough,
talking.
apparently.
Jesus Christ, chill out, dude. They're not asking anybody to destroy Israel.
Yeah,
Nobody's
there
asking
absolutely
anybody
people
to do
are.
that.
There absolutely are
No.
people in the DSA that want to
Who?
destroy Israel. Absolutely.
Who?
100%.
Who?
Oh, basically
Jay
all of
is
the
in the queue.
Democrats who
Hold on,
won in Congress
hold
in New
on.
York.
Hold on.
They're
Jay is
they're
in the queue, Mojo. I think
they're
he's
all
private, so
communists.
you'll have to let him out. Hold on, the man. Jay is in the queue, just to let you know. He wants to be back up.
You gotta chill out, man. You're like freaking out. I understand that there's a couple more of us than you, but you chose to come up on the panel. So just have a conversation. Yeah, I don't need you to gish gallop and go move from point to point to point. I asked you a specific question. Who wants to destroy Israel?
Oh, Rashida Tlaib, for starters, she would love.
She
to
doesn't
do that.
want to destroy
Oh,
Israel.
She
She's
absolutely
never
would.
suggested.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
has never.
absolutely does want
She
to
has
destroy
never
Israel.
fucking. God damn it! Shut up. She has never suggested.
Literally
that we
said
destroy.
from the river to the
She has.
sea.
Yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestinians shall be
Arab.
free. You got to finish
said
that
it.
statement. You got to finish that statement
Literally
if you're
it
going to
said-
say it.
Globalize the Intifada. What does that mean?
Statement.
What is globalize the Intifada? What is globalize?
What's going on?
What does it mean?
No, I think they got
This guy
mad
won't
echo or
fucking
something.
stop talking. You got to stop
Are
talking.
you muting
You got to
him, Mojo?
stop talking over me. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I need you to stop talking and have a conversation.
What'd you say? You want some tunes?
No.
The man, I know you have so much knowledge and we can discuss it. It's just like I didn't understand why maybe you had just a bad day And I don't understand why you're not open for a real conversation here.
I'm sick of people saying Chuck Schumer is a bad human being because he supports half of his people. And all of this garbage, no one else is subjected to the same double standards of any other group. If it was Black Americans, if it was Latino Americans, you wouldn't be saying this shit. It's Jews that you think that are expendable, and you're throwing us under the bus collectively.
May I, Mojo,
You know it.
respond?
You know it.
Yes,
you don't care
please.
about the environment. You just care about Palestina uber alles above all else. That because it's easy.
I just wanted to respond to this because I'm.
It is easy.
Shut the fuck up.
And you can call it.
I'm just gonna fucking boot you if you can't stop talking every once in a while.
It's not anti-Zionist.
So I'll just say, if you're listening, I'm a Jew who's lived for decades in this country and in New York, and I don't have a problem with the existence of Israel. What I have a problem with is the Netanyahu government, who's doing a G-side. So you're wrong. There's a lot of Jewish people who agree with me.
I'm one of those, actually. I was up on the panel earlier talking about Mojo had asked me whether or not I still support Trump, and I just kind of groaned a little bit. I mean, as far as him being the president, sure, but because of his support for, the I country and the fact that Netanyahu for the last 30, almost 40 some odd years has been a nothing short of a war criminal. So I don't support as a formerly Jewish person, I walked away from the religion because I just cannot be myself. I cannot be associated with that.
How can you be a formerly Jewish person?
Everybody's allowed to convert to whatever religion they want. You see leftists turning to Islam all the time.
That wouldn't be Jewish. Jewish is a nationality.
No, Jewish is
Hebrew would be the nationality.
Jewish is an ethnicity and a religion.
I thought that would be
the nationality.
Judaism is the religion.
Yeah, but I'm still Jewish. Or was. Whatever.
Jewish is you're ethnically a Jew. I don't get it.
You just learned about what Zionism was 3 days ago, so I don't think that we need your input on this, okay? Thanks.
No, I didn't just learn. I asked everybody's interpretation of what Zionism was, their personal opinion, not what the fucking word means. So don't just say things that are untrue.
Sure.
Liv, I'm the guy who was formerly known as a white guy. I no longer identify as white guys.
No, you're now you were a former socialist. You're now a capitalist.
You're white-ish.
I'm white-ish. I am kind of white-ish, actually.
Did you hear white bitch?
It's apropos. I am kind of white-ish. I do have a decent amount of Native American in me, but I'm white passing.
You have Native American in you?
Yes.
Oh, what end?
And it feels good.
I'm just Eastern European all the way around.
I just went right over your head, but okay.
Hey, Jay, how many leftists do you know that have converted to Islam? Personally,
I don't really know a whole lot, especially because, I live in a red state and everybody out here in my hometown seems to be majority conservative.
So you're not anywhere near the Epic City?
The what?
Oh my God. Epic City in Texas that they were trying to put in? The Muslim community?
No, I didn't even hear anything about that.
There are a lot of Republicans that are anti-Israel too. This is something that some of us tend to focus on with Republicans because we agree with them on a particular stance in some way, shape, or form. But there's still a lot of Republicans that are anti-Zionist.
There's a lot of Republicans there's a lot of Muslims that are Republican also.
Yeah. I honestly, the way they treat women, I would say they would fit more. They would fit better into the Republican Party.
This guy.
You guys treat women like shit.
I love women.
Maybe you want to talk to Jay about solution to what about for Democrats?
Oh yes, Jay is all on board on forced vasectomies.
No, well,
Well, I'll definitely fight you if you want that to happen. I'll fight you straight up. We'll
Why?
duke
Why
it
is
out in
it?
the
Why is it
streets.
libtears? Why is it okay for forced birth, but forced vasectomies are fighting words?
Because the vasectomy, you can still get pregnant. You can still get a woman pregnant even with the vasectomy. I don't even know why we're acting like it's a form of guaranteed birth control. It's not.
Would you say it's more likely than not that you don't get a woman pregnant if you have a vasectomy?
Same like with IUD.
Is it more likely than not? Is it more likely than not, libtears?
Yeah, but there's still a chance. So if you want to completely eliminate the chance, then you'd have to kind of get rid of the reproductive system in a man.
Chica, can we have your age and who you voted for, please?
Yes, 30 whatever, and I voted for Harris.
Thank you, ma'am.
And just wanted to come up really quick. I don't usually come up on panels.
I know. I'm happy to see you here.
Thanks. Trying to ease into it, but yeah. So someone in the comments was, I was agreeing with Tennis, or rather, saying I think probably she's right in that there are a lot of Jewish people who do not think that Bibi should be in power, who are anti-Bibi Netanyahu, which is different than being anti-Semitic.
The
point earlier.
if it's not Netanyahu, right, it's that other Benji guy, right? And is that really who you want in power?
Ben Gavir?
Ben Gavir?
Yeah, Benji, whatever.
He doesn't come into power if Nate Bibi's not in power.
I'm not even going there. I'm not even going that far. My question is, do people on the panel agree, or do we think that most Jewish people, in fact, are pro-Bibi?
A majority
I genuinely want to know.
A majority of them are.
The majority of Israelis are. They've done a poll. They did a Gallup poll on this, and about 80% of Israelis are pro-Bibi Netanyahu. For the Jewish diaspora, though, that is very different because they are one of the most unique, diverse diasporas.
Is it 80%? Do you have documentation of that? Because before,
it's a
before October
poll.
7th, there were protests every weekend in Israel against Netanyahu because he is trying to separate or cause the balance of powers to wither away, taking power away from the judiciary in Israel. So there were a lot. If I could just finish, there were a lot of protests every single weekend. Tens of thousands of people coming out against him. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would say to that, Tennis, it's very convenient then that October 7th ends up happening. It's very convenient because it changes the game completely for Bibi. They look to him now as their sort of savior.
Is this a conspiracy theory?
No, this is all
you
very
could call it
easily
that.
searchable
This is
information and verifiable if you know where to look. Because a lot of this stuff that happens is entirely and completely suppressed by the iCountry's media. In fact, there have been a numerous amount of times. Now, these stories are very, very difficult to find because the ones that are reporting on it are 90% of the time usually some type of Jewish funded institution, and it's in the name some form of another Jewish foundation. But there have been a number of times that Israel, even recently, is within the last 10 years, has attacked American ships. They did their own investigation, and of course they were able to determine that, no harm, no foul, but we still lost soldiers. We've lost entire ships. There's nobody reporting on this because stories like that, they get covered up by our government, they get covered up by their government, so it might get published on some website somewhere, but it'll never make the mainstream media. That's why when you hear people talking about all the G-side that's going on over there, none of that ever hits the media over here. You have to actually go and do your own investigative work and use VPNs to get into these people's or these countries' social media networks to actually see what the hell is going on.
Yeah. Did you just say the U.S. is just lost ships because of Israel?
Yeah, it's happened.
USS Liberty?
When? Well, that was 60 years ago. Recently, when's the last time that's happened?
I'm gonna say within the last 10 years. I don't have my laptop in front of me, but
I don't think that's true. But okay.
Dude, in the last 10
I'm
years,
just curious.
it's not true.
I know Iran has hit ships, but they didn't lose any ships. They took Navy members prisoner, but that was, I think, 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago.
that might be what I'm conflating with the other story from 60 years ago. Maybe. I don't know. Both of those sound very
That wasn't Israel, though. That was Iran.
Yeah, but that's. Let me see. Hold on.
Can I say one thing? When you guys are referencing those protests, right? It was only in Tel Aviv, right? It wasn't across the country, right? So that's like New York protesting when the rest of the country supports a certain thing, right?
How big is the country of Israel, and what's its biggest city?
I'm just saying it was localized to Tel Aviv. That's the only place that you saw protests, right?
I don't think that people out on their kibbutzes are going to be coming out to a protest. I don't know. That's kind of trivializing. There were tens of thousands of people objecting to this curtailment of the judiciary power in Israel because of Netanyahu.
Chica, can you ask your question
now
again?
they have right to rape protests there.
Yeah. My question was, what do people think? Because I genuinely have been of the opinion that most people who are Jewish in the United States, identify as Jewish, would not say that they support Israel under Bibi Netanyahu.
If you're talking about Hasidic Jewish people, they protest against Netanyahu mainly because his whole thing about everyone needs to serve in the military, right? And they are, they don't want to, right? So, I mean, they have their own personal agenda against him for that reason, right?
Okay, but hopefully the Jewish people are like a fraction of the majority of the Jewish people.
It's a good percentage. I think it's like
it's enough.
50%.
It's enough to influence their politics, enough to get this Ben guy right into a high position of power, right? It's enough.
Interesting.
And there was a research study done where they polled Jewish Americans, not Jewish people like in Israel, but Jewish people here, and only about 15 to 20% of them identified as non-Zionist or anti-Zionist, and the rest identified as other or Zionists, which is about 80%.
And that was I'm sorry, where was that from? Where did you?
It was like Jewish research, JFNI or something like that, .org.com, something like that.
Thank you. I'm going to check that. Is very surprising to me.
Honestly, on this app is probably the only gauge I could give you. But besides tennis, our new friend here, Jay, and maybe a handful of other people that are Jewish, will say that they don't agree with Bibi. The rest of them, the panels that you see are all about.
Well, the panels, I'm sorry, my friend up above.
I said this is the only thing I can gauge. I don't.
Yeah, I get you. But I just want to speak to someone who lives in New York, and Mojo's gonna rib me right now because he's like, I always mention how I'm from New York. But
you're from New York? I had no idea.
I know, right? But the Alexa, turn it down. The the people in New York, the Jews in New York, and my daughter lives in downtown Manhattan. She voted for Lander in the among the tens of thousands of people in lower Manhattan and Brooklyn, and many Jewish people agree with us, my daughter and I. There are many who don't, okay? But it would surprise a lot of you how many New York Jews are not on board with Netanyahu.
I think it's like 50-50. I wouldn't put it like I wouldn't put it that far into disagreeing. I think it's 50-50. I mean, I have Jewish family members, through marriage or whatever, and I'm not so sure that it's like flat out, hey, we're against Netanyahu. I would say it's 50-50.
Tennis, I think I'm also spoiled because I live in the city. I'm on the Upper West, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way.
Quick stop, pit stop. That's where I spent most of my career, living on the Upper West Side, 85th and West End. I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so very spoiled. I'm genuinely, and I'm going to look up the statistics, the stats that this gentleman mentioned. But yeah, because the Jewish people here that I am encountering and the communities that I am engaging with, encountering all the time, very staunchly anti Netanyahu.
Well, that's refreshing to hear.
It's so funny. I work with this Jewish guy. He's in his 40s, and his entire where I'm in Massachusetts, his entire family's like staunch BB supporters and also staunch Trump supporters. And I would always kind of bust his balls. I'm like, that people don't really like you very much, huh? And he's like, I don't know. It's just everybody's different. People have their own opinions. It's just the way the world works.
I don't know who all has seen the BB files, and maybe somebody can speak more eloquently to the fact, but BB is under an investigation. Like, they want to send him to prison. And
have you ever noticed, not to interrupt, and I'm so sorry for it, but have you ever noticed how every time he's about to be investigated for something, he starts some new conflict somewhere else?
I really implore everyone to go watch the BB files. Miriam Adelson is interviewing in it. A director from Hollywood is interviewing in it. I feel like the main corruption or whatever that they're going after him from is taking cigars and wine, champagne. It's not for war crimes. It's not for the horrific shit that they're doing to the Palestinian people. It is for, in my opinion, cigars and champagne, which is stupid. Well, but he is actively trying to avoid going to prison.
100%. But look, here's the thing: what he can cover up and what can be proved is going to be very, very difficult. But as long as he messed up somewhere, if they can nail him for something, they absolutely should.
Can I bring up a phenomenon that I think is interesting, or something that happened in the 2020, the last election of Trump? Okay. And I don't know if Chica down below experienced this, but I know some Jewish people who would have traditionally voted blue in New York. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Jewish vote in New York has traditionally been Democratic. But what I saw and what I heard of, which I shouldn't have been shocked, but a lot of Jews changed their vote to Donald Trump because of this Zionist. I believe that's why they did it, because they traditionally never would have voted for Republicans.
Agreed. It's very bizarre. There's like a Venn diagram now between MAGA, Jewish people, and it's like, what is happening? There's always more tradition, like intellectually focused, but now it seems like, and I'm really just kind of speaking from observation here, it seems like it's just about, kind of more tribalism now.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, you see my name, Tennis. I'm going on to the court at post Donald Trump's victory and speaking to a Jewish woman who I know. She's a lawyer she went to the University of Michigan. I mean, she's got really high credentials, and she told me, and I didn't react to it, but that she was happy with the election results. I was like, wow. I mean, I don't know if you knew anybody, but I was surprised.
None that have willingly said it in my presence. None that I know of.
There's a lot of closeted Trump supporters on every side, so
It's hard to really know what people are thinking because everybody's afraid to fucking
Well, I think
say
that's
their
true.
opinion.
Back in the closet, please.
What?
Yeah, no, that's true. It's true. There are a lot of closeted Trump supporters.
Well, yeah, because everybody's afraid of getting doxxed, especially here on this app. I've gone through several accounts now just because my political leanings and stances are mostly rage bait, but also, right leaning. I had to, go to make an account, come up with a character to hide my face to protect my family. Because on my last account, they managed to somehow get a hold of my ex-wife and freaking start sending her death threats and shit just because of my conservative stances.
Never
Happens
dox
on both
yourself on this
sides.
app.
That happened to me this morning.
That's why I don't put my face on here. Fuck that. People are stupid.
Yeah,
If they
especially
ever
when
showed up at
Snap-
my house, there'd be some serious problems.
Oh, 100%. But that's also why I've turned around to hide my face. Nobody's figured it out yet because they're not fucking smart enough to. But I keep popping back up.
You never know.
Because hell,
People are crazy.
I only have like 14 followers, and I already have the ability to go live. Even though you need 100, I think.
I can disagree with everybody on this panel and still have a fucking beer with everybody on this panel. I don't fucking hold shit personal.
No,
I
It's just
wouldn't
some
drink a
people just
beer
take
with
it
you
way
if my
too
life
personal.
depended on it, motherfucker.
Shut up, Messi. I mean, be quiet, Messi.
I
Be quiet,
mean,
please.
are
Please be quiet,
you
Messi.
offering to buy? Because this could
Sure,
be
I'd
negotiable.
buy everybody a beer. Even Mojo, little capitalist guy.
I only drink tequila.
I don't drink.
Well, look, if everybody's willing to sit down and have a conversation like this, I'll buy the first round. Damn.
Yo, Lib, are you Republican or like what are you?
I'm an independent, but I vote more, I would say it's like 60-40 Republican, generally.
And what's your main reason for voting that way?
Because of people.
I am anti-interventionist. I don't like war. I don't like any of that shit. But I'm also lower taxes, free market. I'm a capitalist within reason. But I do believe in like good regulations that kind of I'm free market, not like anarchist free market where everybody can just do whatever they want and pollute everything and be dumb. Within reason. So I don't mind regulations that help encourage growth in the economy, but I also hate regulations that stunt growth in the economy, if there are any.
What's your deal with taxes? Why do you support lower taxes? I mean, what's your issue there?
Because government gets.
I think that I don't trust government, regardless who's in office, whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Obama. I don't trust anybody, and I think they always use our taxes to pay for dumb shit and to spend money that we don't need to be spending in countries we don't need to be spending money in. So I don't trust government, so I'd rather have the money myself to do.
Do you believe that
What's that?
state and local governments spend money more efficiently than federal government?
Nope.
Okay, so wouldn't you rather give more money to the more efficient spender, right?
You just said no.
Because
why didn't you
No.
answer? Why didn't you listen to what his answer was? What the fuck?
He's a fucking idiot.
So I'm not an independent contractor. I work for an independent contractor to the government, for a subcontractor to the government. And I see the waste and abuse every fucking day. And I understand the way the government works is they're continuously budgeting up year over year because of growth, because of programs that they're funding, whatever the case is. So government's always going to grow. And again, from what I see every day, it's only going to get worse going forward. So the fraud and the abuse to me is going to get worse going forward unless we regulate it or put a cap on it or have better oversight.
I think that's why Trump was trying to switch everything
What
over to a
examples
digital.
of fraud and abuse are you seeing? Because
Hey, you know
I
what?
don't really see
Why
any.
don't you send him a message? Somebody in the chat put, where'd it go? It was a very good description of what Democrats like. Democrats are pro-capitalist with regulation and social safety nets, which is pretty much what you're kind of describing.
Who, me?
Yeah, you said that you were you were capitalist to an extent, and you liked regulation and also social safety nets. That's what Democrats run on. Democrats are not anti-capitalist.
I'm not anti-democrat. I'm
Lib-tears?
I'm in between. I like to straddle the fence.
Okay, lib-tears.
The name is Rage Bait, Messy.
Pull the white picket out of your ass and have a conversation.
I think you can't have a system without checks and balances in general, and that's why we have like Democrats and Republicans kind of jacking each other off at the end of the day.
So you want regulations for the working class people, is what you're saying. You want regulations on food stamps, on welfare, so you want regulations on those things. Is that what you're saying? Like, do you believe in regulations on businesses? Like, I don't know, the EPA, for example. Do you believe that is a legit organization that protects people from harm?
Yeah, I think the EPA is beneficial to society.
Okay.
I just
you
saw,
should be voting blue.
Yeah, you should. I just saw this family in, I believe it was Arkansas. They just built this beautiful house. They were probably in their late 30s, early 40s, had 2 daughters. They had built this beautiful ranch home that they had saved up and worked their whole adult lives for. And one day they started noticing water coming up out of the sinks and the bathtubs. And then they noticed like a tinge, like a glaze on it. It was oil. Oil was coming up through their fucking house. They can't live in their home anymore, and it's because of the regulations that Arkansas does not have on drilling.
Yeah, there's always negative. See, I want common sense regulations. I don't want regulations that stagnate growth, but I also don't want regulations that like don't exist just because we want to. Like I said, and I call it anarcho free market tiering. I don't like that. I think that we need to have some regulations.
What regulations would you pull up that stagnate growth?
So many to mention, dude.
Housing.
I mean, let's look at it this way. Let's talk about
I gotta catch a fly. Dang, bitch, you're dead. All right, what was that?
But I was like, let's make it an easier tie-in to like regulations, and what Lib is trying to talk about would be like, let's look at the more stricter regulations for pew-pews. So me myself, I'm an avid Second Amendment promoter. I own more than my fair share, and I would be all for stricter regulations as far as like maybe more information that needs to be known, or other information that needs to be provided and stuff like that, because that would in no way negatively affect me, who's going about doing things the right way. So I think that
what you're also advocating is like the only way that you can do that is from a federal level, right? You can't do that on a state by state basis. I think we see with Chicago and probably New York that it's not effective unless it's across the board, right?
Right.
Would you have felt that way before getting all of your pew-pews?
No, because I'm not a threat to them. I'm not a danger to society.
No, I'm saying, would you have felt that same way, having more regulations on obtaining pew-pews? Would you have felt that way prior to getting all of the pew-pews you currently have? Or did you feel that way?
That's genuinely how I've always felt, because I've never run into any significant issues getting my pew-pews. Like obviously, there's I think in some instances, depending on the caliber, there is a couple of day hold on them. But and that really doesn't fucking bother me. Like, oh, what to do? I have to wait 3 days before I can take it out to the range. So what? I know some states they have like a 7-day hold and stuff like that, and so like I'm totally fine with there being stricter regulations, because those stricter regulations aren't going to affect me in any way, shape, or form, because I'm already doing stuff the right way. So if the regulations come in And I think that's the point that you were trying to make with like the whole free market thing. Like to an extent, yes, because those extents, like if you're trying to play the market the right.
See, to me, that stagnates growth, because what about all the the pew pew shops that sell these weapons? What about that type of facilitation into the economy if you're putting that type of unburdened regulations on top of what we already have, which we already have a lot of regulations on pew pew ownership in this country?
Do you think that's how they felt about when they put seatbelts into cars? That it stagnates growth of the manufacturing industry because people don't want to put a fucking seatbelt on? Come on, that's ridiculous.
No, to me that was a double-edged sword in a positive direction, because they look at it like if they're saving lives, they're encouraging growth in the economy.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go.
No,
you just answered your own
that.
question about gun control. You just answered your own question, bro. Ding, ding, ding. Congratulations.
Are you trying to say that pew pews unalive 40,000 people to 50,000 people a year in America?
It is the top leading cause of child death in America.
Wait, they absolutely do. That is about the number. That is correct.
50,000?
Yes.
There's average of
Cause of
12,000.
child death. It's the leading cause of
There's
child
12,000 on average every year of unalivings with pew pews.
It's the leading cause of child death in America. Is death by gunshot.
It is 44,000 to 47,000 unalivements a year.
Does that include war, or does that just in America?
No,
it does not include war.
In America. That is just in America.
Yet the weapons are warlike. Sorry.
It's funny that you chose to use that fucking number, because that's about the exact number.
Yeah, but how many of them were by police?
You guys aren't morally consistent. Like, come on, be morally consistent with this. You said if it saves people in the positive direction, that it should be implemented. I'm giving you an example. First of all, I support your Second Amendment, right? It's like one of my favorite amendments. But there's got to be, again, like you said, common sense regulations. Simple.
Okay, so there's roughly 28,000 that are for personal unalivings, if you know what I'm saying, right? More than half, so more than 60%, and then the rest are
that doesn't change the story.
So
that doesn't change the outcome. They're still unalived by guns.
It matters.
It's 55 to 62% is self-harm, and then 30 to 48% are homicides.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, regulations, pew pew regulations, keep people from unaliving themselves. If you've been to a mental hospital and 5150'd, you cannot own a firearm for 5 years. That is a regulation that, again, works against the gun manufacturers, because that excludes people with mental illnesses, but it works in favor of safety. Just like a just like a DUI regulation, just like a seatbelt regulation. It's just now with a gun. It's a different object.
And if we want to look internationally, Amnesty International estimates roughly 600 people die per day from gun violence, with the heaviest majority in the U.S., Venezuela, India, Colombia, and I'm blanking on the other one.
How many people unalive by car vehicle?
It's probably higher. I mean, yeah, it's irrelevant. It's probably higher. I'll give you that. Even if it's higher, it's still irrelevant.
Numbers are good. I like numbers.
But it's still irrelevant because it's still about safety.
Well, then you should appreciate the numbers associated. May I? You should appreciate. No worries, Sammy. Appreciate the numbers associated with child unalivings, right? And you should appreciate the numbers. You like numbers associated with school unalivings, and especially with respect to the incidents, the numbers with respect to the incidents of school unalivings due to firearms versus other countries who do not allow them, do not permit them, and how they don't have school unalivings like Canada and European countries. Right? Do those numbers help you at all?
Well, the difference is, to me, between
pew pews in cars and vehicles is that your pew pew is a constitutional right and a car is not. So it's a privilege to drive a car.
Hey, Liv, I
There is a
also have the
difference.
numbers for you. It's roughly 39,500 fatalities in motor vehicle accidents.
Per day?
No, in a year in the U.S.
Oh.
So
Why did I see
5,000 less than the
55?
lower number.
I will also argue that the word pew pew is not in the Constitution anywhere.
Obviously. But the right to bear arms is, which includes
But it doesn't
pew-pews,
even
sir.
it doesn't even say guns.
I know, but we know what the intentions were.
No, you don't. Because
Actually,
if they
don't.
wanted to say
Supreme Court
guns,
does.
Either did the founders.
if they wanted to say guns, they would have said guns.
The Supreme Court has interpreted that to mean those things, and it also interpreted it to mean fucking your own personal submarine. Some people own submarines.
The Supreme Court had ruled that slavery was legal as well. Should they have done that?
Yeah, well,
You know, the Supreme Court's going to be sitting on a case in the fall about AR-15s. So I'll be interested to see what that's about.
I don't remember any time they've ever ruled against pew pew regulation, like to the court. There's nothing that I can even remember.
I have to tell you, they have a very few decisions regarding the Second Amendment in the Supreme Court. They haven't, it just, those issues, especially in the last 30 years, haven't found their way up to the Supreme Court.
Actually, tennis, isn't there one about bump stock bans?
Oh,
that
yeah,
they ruled
bump stock.
against
That's
Trump
right. Yes.
for
yes.
the Second Amendment because it violated the Second Amendment?
That was the only one I think that I remember recently, is the bump stock.
That's this activist court, though.
Right.
Because
So,
up until
go ahead.
and up until Heller, it was always known as a collective right. Heller is the first ruling in this country that labeled it as an individual right, and only named a specific type of guns, which is super weird considering the Second Amendment says arms.
What's the date? What's the year of that case, Mojo, if you would?
Heller, I think it was 2008.
Gotcha.
I think.
Yeah, Heller Keller.
Heller Keller.
Now,
That's her
the
sister.
bump stock one was
That was like
2018,
That was recent.
2019,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I was just talking about the Heller one.
Yeah, no, I mean, Mojo knows I'm for abrogating the Second Amendment. I think we should get rid of the Second Amendment. And I know that's not popular in my party, but I think we should fuck rid of it. Because too many people
Is that what I heard?
What?
You're saying, hey, we should get rid of our national identity? Sorry.
I pearl club.
Fuck
I don't
that.
give- I don't
Okay,
give a
well,
shit.
I think we should go ahead and get rid of the Second Amendment too.
No
Hey,
way.
Mojo. Mojo, we heard it here first. The American culture is the Second Amendment. That's what American culture is.
American culture.
It's one of
Yeah.
them.
It is,
Yeah,
right?
but-
It's the First Amendment.
I think
and
if you're
Second
gonna
Amendment.
do it-
Nobody knows
Does that
the
mean?
rest of the amendment.
Does that mean that if immigrants buy a bunch of guns, they are now just Americans?
Yep.
Well,
America.
they're being Americanized, I would say. They're getting closer.
So we
being
have to let
Americanized.
all those immigrants buy guns because that's a requirement to become a citizen in the United States. You got to own guns.
Fuck yeah,
Okay,
dude.
maybe not own them, but at least like
Maybe not
pop one off.
own them.
Just rent
well,
them.
we don't have to let them own them. We'll just give them to them for free, and they can do whatever they want with them. Okay.
No, they shouldn't own them, but they should
All new
try
immigrants.
one out.
All new immigrants get a pistol, a .308, and an AR-15.
No, they go. How about all what you said, except the last part, in which they just go to a gun range and try it out. Like, I'm gonna be opposed to that.
Just curious, how many people on the panel have an AR-15?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I can neither
Fine.
confirm nor
Who
deny.
else?
I've
Who else?
I've used one.
What?
I have a Ruger, if that counts.
No, I don't. I don't believe that.
Bro, more American.
Certain
Tell you,
people
this commie up here is more American.
I live in
Whatever.
Massachusetts. You know how fucking hard it is to get an AR-15 in the stupid state? They banned them. You can only buy them pre-production.
Yeah, I live in
fucking
California. We haven't
2005 or
banned
something.
them.
Yeah, well,
So-
lucky
I live in
you, 'cause
California.
my
We
state's
haven't
fucking
banned.
commie.
So,
You guys are
wow.
trying to be
I asked a
antagonistic just for antagonism purposes, and like you don't understand that it is part of our identity. Like you're arguing against
It's really
that.
not. It's really not.
It really is, dude. You
It
get
really
people
is.
who own like 40 weapons. Like, I mean,
I
it's
know. I
ingrained
know.
in our
That's like
culture.
saying school shooting is part of our identity too, and everybody has to become a school shooter. That's like saying, I don't know, Mormonism is somehow an identity of the United States of America and all Americans. I mean, just fucking stupid. Stop.
I think because we have coastlines, we should be pro pew pew. So we never
Because
get
we have
invaded.
coastlines we shouldn't be. There's no reason to be because nobody can invade
I don't want
the
no
U.S.
I don't want no boats pulling up. They're gonna get pew pewed right on the fucking beach.
Boats aren't
It ain't
going to
happening.
pull up.
No, I
We
think
have a
dude,
fucking
I think,
military and a coast
The
guard.
little
for that, and a National
speedboats?
Guard.
dude, I think
Those
I
little
think, look,
speedboats, man.
I think the general population owning pew pews puts our government in check because they realize
No,
that they
it
can't.
doesn't.
It does. It does because they realize that they can't overstep their
I'm
abilities.
sorry,
Yeah,
but really quick.
Lift
Go
and
ahead,
Shift
Martin.
here is gonna Lift and Shift's gonna pull out his hunting rifle and say, "You, Mr. Big Bad Government Guy, get away from me." Fucking dumb shit.
Right? As if you'd stand
Nah,
any
maybe an
chance
AR.
against the American military.
Listen,
Yeah,
the
we
Vietnam,
stand a chance either.
We stand a
the
better chance in most
Vietnamese
countries.
people, the Vietnamese people would like something that would have something to say about that. Okay.
Bro, a guy in a
Rules.
wheelchair with an AR-15 could
Rules.
probably do something, right?
Rules of engagement. The people in Vietnam are not gone because we have rules of engagement. If your government turns tyrannical, there will be no rules of engagement.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll just fucking. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you can't do anything. What are you gonna do when
build
they
a
send that
boat.
fucking? What are you gonna do when they send that Predator drone after you?
Fucking drop
Shoot
kick
it with
that
your
thing right out of the
9mm
sky.
with your Glock. You're gonna
You
pull
would
your
do the
Glock
same
out of your
thing that
pocket.
Ukraine
I'll fucking
does.
hit that thing with a rock. Fuck
You
that
do the
thing.
same thing that
Good
Ukraine
luck.
does. You don't think that we
Yeah.
could develop that way of
No,
fighting back?
Predator drones can fly at like 30,000 feet and shit or something like
Go
that.
hide at a
you
fire
don't need to
station.
go
Go hide at a
35,000
fire
feet.
station. They're not going to
How
boom
big
a
are
fire
those things?
station.
Hide
Why
a church.
not? Why wouldn't they?
Church.
Why wouldn't they?
Why would they
Why
boom their
wouldn't a
own federal
tyrannical government
employees?
blow up everything?
I mean, that would be really hard to
ego.
find a government that doesn't have police like
You need
cooperation.
workers, right? So that's why you wouldn't do it. I would say first of
We've
all.
already shown that the people will go along with the government. That's been shown time and time again.
Yeah, that's why you show
Right
up to a
now.
fire station. You show up to a
They're
fire
doing it.
station that isn't inherently armed.
They're doing it right now with ICE. They did it on January 6th. The police are going to be there for the government.
They did
There
it
are
for
plenty of
COVID,
people
too.
that will be pro-nationalist.
January 6th is like a terrible example because I think that's one example where they actually did not side with the federal government, right?
They weren't called to sign with anybody. Are you talking about the military? On that day, you're talking about the military, or are you talking
No,
about the cops?
I'm talking about well, if you could hypothesize that the people were acting on behalf of the federal government, right? Then the actual DC officers were against them, right?
No, the DC officers were with the government. They were protecting the government. So was the
Correct.
National Guard that was brought in that were ready to descend upon DC.
But they weren't called for a long time, right?
No, they weren't. They were sitting outside DC, outside the metro
Mhm.
or outside the state lines, city lines, whatever. But
The Maryland
they were
National
there.
Guard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they were there.
So was
and
the
they would have
Virginia
fought for the-
National Guard.
They were there and they would have fought for the government.
But the government didn't, as the powers that were, did not call them. That's how it was. But go ahead.
That's true. But if we have a tyrannical government, they will call them. And your little 9mm and your little fucking AR aren't going to do anything against them.
Right. So this whole argument is vitiated. The whole argument's vitiated that we need to protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. It's just no. You're not going to be able to do anything. Should we? The
United States
you're
is
wrong.
massive.
Dude, that's the
No,
same
you're
thing they said.
absolutely wrong.
That's
The
the same
United
thing.
States is. Hold on,
It's
Lift.
still
I was trying
nice
to
to
talk
have a
earlier. Please
deterrent.
stop. No, please
It's
stop.
nice to have a deterrent.
The United States is massive. Our military and our National Guard could never infiltrate the entire United States. It's huge. Hello, we can all just go hide in the fucking the Appalachian Mountains. It's massive.
Who's organizing this?
You guys
I'm
really
sorry,
need to
B, but
research. Can you stop
no.
interrupting me, Tennis? Because I was talking. Thank you.
Sorry.
You guys should research the way people have done revolutions in the past. The way Cuba did it is they had firearms, nowhere near the amount the government did, and they went and hid in the mountains. Now, I'm not saying it should happen, but we got the Appalachians that we can really hide in. Just
I love
saying.
it. B's going to come running out of the mountains yelling, Wolverines!
Oh, viva la Cuba, viva la Cuba.
I mean, she's not technically wrong because
She's
up
wrong.
until about 2 years ago, Google Maps couldn't even find my house, and I live in the Appalachian Mountains. So,
She is wrong. She is wrong. The government has a much more highly technical satellite system, surveillance system that they can use, and they can figure
Yes,
out where
but that
people
also
are. And
you're
they
also
can figure
why'd they boom boom a school
and they
with a
can
tomahawk?
and they can figure out where people are. They do not have to blow up a school. They do not have to blow up the mountains. All they have to do is drop some fucking anthrax or some Agent Orange or some whatever the hell they need to drop on you to drop you and not the surrounding environment.
Yeah, but you're also implying and assuming that the second that the government becomes tyrannical, every police officer and everybody that's in the military is just going to sign up right away to do that when you're going to have a majority of those people leave.
No, first I think
one kid eating a hot pocket in grandma's basement can run a fleet of drones that can take out multiple U.S. cities all at the exact same time.
All right, he's not wrong there.
Hot Pockets are so good too. I would do that.
I heard somebody
You can't
bring
even.
up.
The United States government can't even understand whether they hit a little girls' school. You're telling me this technology is so good that they're going to be able to find people in the Appalachian Mountains where, exactly like Sammy said, you can't even find a house there. Come on, let's be so for real right now.
That's assuming that they didn't know that they were taking out a little girl's school. Right, that's a big assumption.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They did not know. Come on. They did not know. Dude,
how do you
nobody
know
would
they
do it
didn't
purposely.
know, Lift?
Dude, because because I live in reality and you live in I don't know where you live, but because dude, there's no benefit to targeting a school. It was an accident. It was based on old information, old maps, whatever. Come on, don't argue with me there because
that's naive.
Failure. It was just a technological failure.
Yeah, exactly.
So their technology
Mistakes
isn't that
happen
good.
in war.
So the American government has horrible technology. Good.
Like Mojo said, our rules of engagement are very strict, and they're not going to go and fucking unalive a children's school on purpose. That's fucking asinine. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
They would. It sends a message.
No, it's so crazy.
No, it sends a
There's
message.
no benefit. No,
There
it
is a
doesn't.
benefit, and I was talking and you interrupted me. There is a benefit. The benefit is that it lets them know immediately there is no act too depraved that we will not do, so you better bow down. Kiss the ring right now. That's
You
the
can
message.
send a better message by how about unaliving their leader, right? That's a better way to send a message. They're not doing it
No,
for
girl
that
sends
reason.
a better message. No,
Wait,
little girl
what's
sends
your-
a better message.
What you're saying right now, B, is exactly why your AR-15 means nothing to our federal government. If what you're saying right now is true, then they will simply take out an entire major metropolitan area to show you how depraved they will get in making sure that they quell any sort of uprising in the U.S.
I agree. Doesn't mean you don't try though, because ground troops would absolutely be needed. You can't hold the region.
Yeah, but the amount of damage that we could do before those boots even touch the ground is ridiculous.
Look, you're saying that then you should still try. Okay, but we're going back to what just like a cost benefit analysis. I mean, what is the cost? Okay, what is the human cost of having people, just anybody, mentally ill people, in fact, which is the new proposal that Trump wants to put through, for mentally ill people to have get access to these weapons. So what is the cost of human life so that we could maybe put up a fight to a tyrannical government?
Well, I think it depends on where you're from. Like the cost will be different, right? If it's a New York City person, it would probably be a lot higher cost than, say, Arkansas, right?
I don't know when your name changed to be Lyft, but thank you for letting me know you changed genders. So the cost is essentially, I don't know what the cost benefit analysis is. My argument isn't necessarily we should allow, everyone to own a pew pew. I advocate for common sense gun laws. I think it should be something like a car where you have to renew your license every single year, and it's that simple.
They don't work. There have been so many iterations of let's restrict, let's come up with better gun laws. None of them have proven to work at all to prevent children unaliving in this country.
Let me present
what's happening in England.
Then I go back to the seatbelt argument. That seatbelts haven't completely prevented car crash deaths, right?
Oh my God. Let's
car
have
crash
that
deaths.
debate.
So-
Let's have that debate. I mean,
you an idea.
really quick. I just want to put this quick, let's put a lid on this one. The amount of lives that have been saved by people not having brain injuries sustained from, just a car accident that 30 miles an hour because they were wearing a seatbelt. I am sure there are statistics to show the amount of lives that have been saved by seatbelt laws versus these, gun laws.
Let me present.
The problem with gun. No, please quiet. The problem with gun laws is that you can't really, that can't be tested, right? Like we can't test how much unalivements were prevented from implementing these common sense gun regulations. That is where the real issue is. This can't be quantified. So I do partly agree with you. I see the flaw in my logic.
What would you argue would be like, in your opinion, I guess, what would be like a common sense regulation you'd like to see added?
Mentally ill people never have access. Mentally ill people never have access. Anyone who has been a threat to themselves, a threat to others, or even gravely disabled should never have access. That's just one I can think of. If you've ever had an accident, completely barred. If you've ever had a pew-pew accident in your house, like maybe it went off on accident, that means you are not keeping it well regulated, completely barred for the rest of your life. It should be like a licensure system where, just like a car, you have to register it, you have to get a license for it, you have to take a test every year to make sure that you are following all the laws and you're up to date on all the laws. I think it should be extremely regulated.
Well, I mean,
I have another one. I think that whoever the gun manufacturers, distributors, and maybe even shop owners who sell these firearms should be in their responsibility to ensure that whoever they're selling to has passed all these tests and they have insurance on all their firearms. They have to take out an insurance policy.
Okay, so look, let me just say this to bounce off of the both of you. I like what B was saying, that that there should be some kind of some very some strict lifelong bans might be a little bit ridiculous, but I do like that aspect of if you do have if you own a bunch of firearms and you do have some type of accidental discharge or somebody gets hurt because of mismanagement, then at that point I do believe that that's not a safe and a responsible firearm owner. And then at that point, there are some consequences that should be faced. And then to say what Tennis was saying is what you're talking about is a form that already exists that most people that own firearms like myself are familiar with. It's called a 4473. Now, what that is you have to fill out all of your information, including your social, and at least here in Texas, you can do most of it online, but you do also have to give like your background information. You have to give up your driver's license information. So so the government is fully tapped in, and then the serial number for that firearm will always be registered to me unless I sell it. And then there are a bunch of channels that I have to go through to be able to legally sell a firearm. I can't just turn around and John Doe across the way is like, give me 300 for it. Here you go. And granted, that's how a lot of people do. These firearms do get into the wrong hands, is people just doing stupid stuff like that. So realistically, even if we ban them, the wrong people are still going to get a hold of them because the right people don't have them. So I
would also like to add that I would like to give people incentive to not own them. So I would like to give gun-free households tax credits. I would like to give people incentive to turn them in, pay them to turn them in. People need to be paid to do shit. You could absolutely do that.
There's programs that exist like that already.
That would be unlawful.
How is that unlawful? How is that unlawful?
Because
you get a tax credit for keeping people safe.
Hold on. It's a right because you can't prove that it's going to make people safe or not. It's just an assumption that can't be made. There's no proof of that.
Look at what's going on in the UK. They banned and confiscated all the guns in the 60s, and guess what? There's still a bunch of knife crime. It's not about the weapon. It makes no difference what the weapon is.
It is absolute. Okay, so can a knife take out 30, 40 people inside of wait, how many rounds does a knife have?
Have you ever seen
as many as you can swing?
You want to talk numbers? How many rounds does people have used knives for violence since whenever knives existed.
About 5,000 years ago.
I mean, it's just a stupid argument. I'm sorry, but the numbers you can't logically say that that knives are